wrestling. The only thing real about this business is the miles and the money.
That's true. That's true about professional wrestling. The miles got up, and the money is what counts. And speaking of what counts, we're live here on the Chase Oliver YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for being patient. I was just talking to Nate. I should have hit go while we were talking about CWS Under Siege. As you guys know, Nate is the owner, right? Owner and founder of CWS.
Yes, owner, founder, promoter, whatever term people are gonna understand. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for having me on the show, Chase. Really appreciate it.
No worries. If you guys have not seen Under Siege, I will say this right now. It's a legit movie. It's a wrestling show mixed with like a music festival. It feels like it's a boxing event, even though it's not a boxing event. Just take 4 hours out of your time, spread it out. Maybe watch 1 hour a day.
Yeah, spread it out.
At least watch CWS. Hey, I think the main card starts around like the 3 hour mark, 2 hour 32 minutes.
Yeah, like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yep. The main card starts. Absolutely.
So you can watch that too, but then go back and watch the other. Help the watch time, because that's just as important with YouTube as well. Shout out to XWE. Shout out to Kashi Key.
What's going on, Khan?
Shout out to you. Yagon King is here.
Yes, Jagon King. Shout out to you too. Yes, sir. My guys are in here. Shouts out to everybody coming in here. Thank you for the plug. Really do appreciate it. That's CWS Forever on YouTube. If you want to check out Under Siege and all the episodes we post, it's in 4K at 60 frames, so it looks beautiful. Also, check out XWE. Thunder new episode is dropping tomorrow, and I'm a part of that show. I'm the world champion right now. And I'm facing I don't want to spoil it. I'm facing Casper Van Dien from Starship Troopers. Oh yeah. And I'm facing a lot of other people. This is an episode that sets balance correct in XWE, so I'm very proud to be a part of that. Please do check it out, and also smash the like button for my boy Chase.
Yagon King says the editing feels legit and the commercials y'all add. The editing was so smooth on that one.
Appreciate it, my brother. And yo, Jagon, you got to come in. I'll give you a John Bernthal Punisher shirt if you come in.
What's up, Hawk? How you doing? Long time no talk, my friend.
Hawk, what up?
As we know so far, as we let the question, and by the way, you guys can ask questions and we'll answer them as we see them on the screen. But I do want to ask Nate about a couple boxing things, because we got a lot of boxing coming up. We have a big Canelo fight in a couple weeks. We got Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor. Shakur Stevenson has his biggest test this weekend. Last weekend was the last ride for Tyson Fury, at least in the boxing realm. And then a couple weeks ago, we saw pound for pound number one destroy a really tough test.
A lot going on in the sport, man. It's a whole lot going on in boxing. Whole lot. And I love it.
Let's talk about the trash bag first. Let's talk about Bum Garcia. What happened with this? What happened with this kid? Because I was shocked. My one friend, he's like the biggest Ryan Garcia defender. And he couldn't even defend this. He said, Chase, this is the worst performance I've ever seen by a fighter. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, bro, whoa, Esteban, are you okay? Because you literally go, Ryan Garcia can knock out David. Like I was so surprised. I was like, I couldn't believe it. He was hating on Mr. Garcia, and when I saw it, my eyes could not believe it. I couldn't finish the fight. I turned it off. I said, this is pathetic. And this guy has the audacity to be on a Modelo commercial right now with Dame Lillard, another guy who isn't doing shit right now. What is this?
Well, three things happen in that. Three things happen that my eye caught. Number one, this is a big problem in a lot of boxers' DNA these days, and it has nothing to do with the boxer. It has to do with the promoter. These guys are way too inactive. You know, we grew up watching guys like Juan Manuel Marquez fight 3 times a year. Barrera fight 3 times a year. Even Canelo now is fighting 2 times a year and 3 times a year. Ryan Garcia, you know, he ain't fought in like 16 months. These guys got to stay active when they're out of the ring. You know, it's killing their career. It's not just Ryan Garcia. It's a bunch of Al Heyman fighters. It's a bunch of Bob Arum fighters. You know, these guys got to get dates. So that's number one. Number two, the guy he was going against was running the whole fight. But when you're a boxer, you got to know how to cut the ring off. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know how to cut the ring off. So while the dude was running, he didn't come up with a solution. And number 3, Ryan Garcia, he's just not the goods. He's a talented fighter. He has fast, twitchy hands. He's going to beat a lot of guys, but he just doesn't have the tools to go to the level of a Tank Davis, of a Teofimo. It just is what it is. And there's a certain level for him. That's why Oscar wouldn't pair him up with Tank. That's why they pulled out of the fight twice. That's not opinion. That's fact. And it's sad because Ryan does have very good intangibles other than, not keeping his hands up and keeping his chin too high in the air. He has good intangibles, just his feet's a little too slow. But, with this guy fighting once every 14 months, he ain't going to improve.
Just no IQ. He has no boxing IQ like Hawk. He ain't better than Tank Davis. Tank Davis actually has boxing IQ. Tank Davis knows when to slow an opponent down. Tank Davis knows when to cut off an opponent. Tank Davis knows when to clinch. Tank Davis knows when to back him up against the ropes. Garcia did not show any of that. Garcia was hoping for the guy to just get caught. I don't know what he was expecting. He was just
exactly
like a Dragon Ball Z fighter. Like, bro, this ain't no anime, bro. This is a real fight. So you can't.
He did the same thing Teo did. If you watch Teo and Kambosos from the first round, he just came up like they're in the amateurs with no respect and just started swinging, and he got caught with something. That's what Ryan did. He just came out and started swinging. He didn't set up anything. He didn't work behind a jab. He didn't go to the body until like round 8. I'm like, you don't start going to the body at round 8. You make those investments round 1. Like, you got to start early going to the body. Like, he didn't have an answer out there. I'm like, wow, this is a low IQ level fighter. And Tank, he had it wasn't his best performance, but what I saw him do against Pitbull Cruz, he was turning him when he was cornering him. He was defending properly. Like, Tank has the goods, the intangibles. It's not just power. Like, that's why De La Hoya won't make the fight, because he knows what it is. He's on video saying he's not ready for Tank,
Would you want to see Tank versus Lomachenko? Well, why would Tank go down there? I mean, Loma's not even that good anymore.
Loma, thing with Loma is he punches with angles, so he's always going to provide a lot of fighters problems. I just don't think that Tank will get the credit beating him after Teo already did, because that's how these fans are now. We grew up in times where a loss didn't matter and fighters were still rated high, but now it's going to be, oh well, he lost it. He lost to Teo already. Who lost to Kambosos?
I blame mixed martial arts for that, because mixed martial arts really made like records like super important, like and stuff like that. So nowadays, like one MMA fighter can lose, and now it's like some fighters can get away with it, but not a lot of fighters. But I blame MMA a lot of times for like people looking at undefeated records.
Yeah, I would watch it, but I think Tank needs to fight like, he's going to stop Rolly. And it's funny, I like Rolly. He's like a new Ricardo Mayorga as much as he talks shit, but Rolly, he's out of there in 2 rounds. Like, oh God, he has no skill. But Tank, he needs to be focused on the Kambosos Haney winner, although they got a 2-fight deal. Or he needs to focus on something more for his talents. I don't think he needs to waste time with Loma right now, but Loma's still a good fighter. I just don't think he'll get credit. The biggest fight in the future can be Shakur and Tank.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. But Shakur is a Bud Crawford fighter, so he's going to duck that all the whole time. Just say, I like Shakur Stevenson, very talented, but when you with Bum Crawford, Duck Crawford, Quack Crawford's camp.
Yeah, I'm tired of Bud. Bud, we got to pack up Bo Mac and that whole camp. Like, we got to get Bud out of here. But, Shakur's from my city, so I ain't going to say that.
I like Shakur.
He's a great fighter. Great fighter.
I can't wait for this weekend, and especially because it's free. I remember people tried to say Cruz beat Tank because he had a few hope spots.
No. People don't know boxing.
To educate all these idiots on that day. It was like the dumbest day I've ever seen from people who watch boxing. I was like, you all never watch boxing.
Pitbull Cruz only won like 3 rounds, if that. Like people gotta stop, man. He did not beat no Tank Davis. People just saying anything.
So Canelo and Bivol is coming up in a couple weeks, and the Yagan King wants to know, how do we see it going by round? So here's the thing. Canelo's been weird lately. He's been starting off very analyzing the first 2 rounds. Dimitri Bivol, he has like sneaky power, but he doesn't have the power that I feel like Canelo's afraid of. And that's where he could take advantage of hopefully catching Canelo early and maybe, giving Canelo a reason to threat. But I see this going first 3 rounds, uninspired performance by Canelo, where Canelo just kind of, feels it out. And then by rounds 4, 5, and 6, Canelo's head to head, and he's just beating the crap out of Bivol. He's super fast, Canelo. He's super talented. I think Bivol will give him problems. Like, I just don't understand why people just don't lay on top of Canelo, like use a clinch against Canelo a lot more, put him against the ropes, and just get Canelo tired that way, because you're not going to get Canelo tired by punching with him. That's what he likes to do. Like, that's Canelo's MO. But I think Canelo's going to win either by 10th round TKO or it goes to decision. But I think the earliest it can end this fight is the 8th round, because Bivol is a tough cat.
He is a tough cat. I'll say this. With all the criticism Canelo gets for his resume, Bivol is a very impressive win for someone like him. Bivol does not have the volume of punching nor the power it takes for Canelo to stay off him. He's a very economical puncher. However, his punch placement is great. His jab is great. And he actually has very good intangibles. I just don't know if those go well against Canelo. I think styles make fights. I don't know if it's a TKO. If it's a TKO, like, that's something good for Canelo, because it ain't like he's going against Kovalev, who, was washed. But Bivol, I've only seen him really stun one time, and that was against Joe Smith Jr., who knocked alien head ass Bernard Hopkins out of the ring. Oh, I love it. Oh, as a Roy Jones fan, I love it. Shout out the Executioner, though. But
Joe Smith Jr. is still going too, huh?
No. He finally stopped.
Oh, okay.
Finally, he had this. He was like 50. Like, bro, sit down.
I saw him on a card like a few years back, and I was like, he's still going.
But I think Canelo's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a decision win. But Bivol definitely has great punch placement and a jab that can bother him early in the fight. I just don't know if he has the motor, especially the way I saw him fight Joe Smith Jr. He looked very tired round 8 on, and Canelo, he just gets warmer and warmer. So,
yeah,
it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it's going to be probably, since Plant, his most competitive fight. Like, to be honest.
See, Plant didn't have the power. He had the IQ, though. And the jab placement was great.
Power.
Yeah, the foot movement was great, but Canelo started making investments in the body, like we were saying about Ryan Garcia. You got to start that early, and it slows down. Or definitely, like, a lot of Mexican style, they'll punch the hips, so you start losing movement. Canelo does that good. He's a student of the game. Not my favorite boxer, but facts are facts. We call balls and strikes, and that is a home run.
When people say pound for pound number 1, it's just like, to me, it's like, no, Canelo's like 2, maybe 3. I just have Errol Spence Jr. as number 1. Like,
so do I. Yeah, the truth is he does something different. Like, it is what it is.
He's fighting the best at the right time, and he can beat them at their own game. Like what he did to Ugos, he beat Ugos at Ugos's own game. Like that was a different Errol Spence, and the fact that he has done that, with the whole eye surgery and the car accident, like that's impressive shit by this guy, man. Like Errol Spence is so underappreciated. It's like amazing to me how underappreciated this guy is. I don't know if it's because he doesn't fight in Vegas. I don't know if it's just because he pretty much sells out half of Dallas Cowboys Stadium because of the way that the boxing arranges the setup for his fights, that he sells out his. Yes, it's not a complete sell of Cowboy Stadium, but he's still selling out a venue, in technical terms. Like, I don't know what it is. People just don't like Spence, maybe because he don't fight in Vegas that much.
He's an Al Heyman fighter, so there's an agenda against PBC and Al Heyman, so that's number 1. And number 2, a lot of casuals, you know how it is. They like knockouts, and Bud knocks more people out. But, look who he's knocking out, Now, what you said about Spence beating people at their own style, that's very true. He did it to Kell Brook when nobody wanted to fight Kell Brook back then. He did it to Mikey Garcia, did it to Danny Garcia, who's never been manhandled like that.
The Mikey Garcia fight was the fight where I was like, yeah, this guy's legit. Because like Mikey Garcia was like super good at that moment in time, and I was like, I thought Mikey Garcia was gonna like be like, okay, this Errol Spence cat, I hear he's good and stuff, but I don't know if he's gonna beat Garcia. And keep in mind, I come from a little bias. Mikey Garcia, he's a Ventura boy, so I see him.
I like Mikey Garcia. No, I like Mikey Garcia. I knew he wasn't beating no Errol Spence. Like, I knew Errol Spence was the goods when I saw what he did to Lamont Peterson long time ago, and and Mikey was too small for Errol. And
Yeah,
Errol's
that's
relentless.
true.
That's the thing about Errol. Like people who don't know, they gonna know. Like Bud is too light in the ass. He ain't beating no Spence. Errol is just too relentless. His chin is too good. Even when he's clipped, it doesn't really affect him. And he just pours on. Like for every one punch you throw, he throws 5. It's just way
Yeah.
too much. He's
Okay,
swarming you.
you guys had a good game plan. Like he was attacking the body early. He was
Yeah, he did
setting
have a good game
that.
plan. Very
But
good game plan.
the thing was, for every one time he attacked Spence in the body and Spence didn't like that, Spence was he's well conditioned too. Like, and when people hear conditioning, everyone thinks, oh, his cardio. No, I'm talking about being able to take hits, being able to absorb the damage. Like you guys literally got the Victor. I always call it the Victor Ortiz, like the easy knockout when Mayweather was able to knock out Ortiz that one time and stuff. Spence literally gave him his chin, gave him the knockout like opportunity for Errol Spence to be in bed. And somehow Errol Spence took that shot so good, like took it so.
And the ref said stop, by the way.
Yeah.
Ugas didn't stop. And it's funny because Ugas beat Bud twice already on the amateurs. Like Ugas already beat Bud twice. Bud never beat him. So this is what Spence did to a better version of Ugas. Like Bud better stay away. You better let Bo Mac take the easy road for him because he comes over here. It's strap season. It's man down. He's done. He's finished. Stay over there. Keep fighting, Kell Brook when Kell Brook is watching Amir Khan and then, them light touches. He don't want these problems with Errol Spence. He don't.
Can Logan or Jake Paul beat Adrian Broner? They're not there yet. Stop.
Well, wait a minute. Well, Adrian Broner is really a 35-pounder who went up to 47. And Logan Paul's fighting that cruiser. I mean, come on now.
Stop. Like, people need to realize the weight does matter, man. Like,
of course, weight classes matter. I mean, wow, taking a punch from somebody in your weight class and taking a punch from somebody 4 above you. I mean, we saw what Maidana did. Although they say his gloves were loaded, I don't know what to believe. Apparently, he was going to fight Floyd right after the Adrian Broner fight, and Leonard Ellerby pointed out his gloves were fucked up, and he had to change gloves. So. Makes you think, was his gloves loaded against AB?
I think they were.
What's good, Amir? What's good, Sydney Gang? What's good, everybody in here?
A press conference between Broner and Jake would be funny as hell.
Oh, it'd be the best thing ever. Like, I would pay money to see that.
Thoughts on Tommy Fury's recent performance? He looked better.
Oh, he's horrible. He's fucking horrible. Like Jake Paul's gonna knock him the fuck out. Like, it's gonna be sad to see.
Sad that we have to say that Jake Paul's gonna knock him through. It's like he looked better than he did the first time.
No, he looked better now. But I mean, yeah. You know what you do with Tommy Fury? Check this out. Pull up Box Rec, right, and look at who he's gone against. And you're gonna see these records. You'll be like, "What the fuck?"
It's like when I tell people pull up Habib's record before he got to the UFC.
Hey! We're not gonna give Jagan King the satisfaction.
No, Habib beat someone that was at 25 losses on his record. He was 25. He fought a bus driver. What's slower, a WWE 10 count or Tyson Fury got when Wilder rocked his shit? Which time? Because both Wilder counts were slow as hell.
Look, man, Deontay Wilder got robbed.
He
knocked Fury out in the first fight. They should have waved it off right there. They didn't. The referee went to a publication, Barbershop Conversations with Fred, and he said, the referee, his own words, I did what I thought was best for boxing. If that doesn't tell you right there, there's some rigged bullshit going on. We're not going to talk about that second fight because we already know what's up with that. Then that third fight, he was down again in the 4th round in the slow 10 count. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's slower, this or the WCW Nick Patrick count. 1, 2, like, motherfucker, wave it off. God damn, why y'all cheating this man so bad? Like, look, man, Deontay Wilder is great for boxing, man. He brought excitement to the heavyweight division that's not there now. Nobody wants to see Joshua Usyk too. Nobody wanted to see Dylan, D-Ball, White, and Fury. Nobody wants to see that. We want to see Wilder and Joshua still.
Exactly. That's the only fight I want. Other than age, what did Floyd figure out about Canelo's that others haven't? Floyd just figured out how to frustrate Canelo. Like, the thing with Canelo is that was a different Canelo than the Canelo we see now. The Canelo we see now is more patient. Back then, that's just Canelo, and he was feeling himself because a lot of people forget that Canelo was like on a bunch of Floyd Mayweather undercards. So Floyd got to see Canelo a little bit more than most people. Like I went back and actually watched the Mayweather and Cotto card, and I totally forgot. I thought this was its own pay-per-view, but they're like, coming up next in the co-feature, Saul Canelo Alvarez takes on Sugar Shane Mosley, and I was like, wait,
Sugar Shane Mosley was so cooked at that time.
I thought
Shane Mosley in his prime would have got him out of there, but
exactly. But like that's the thing, Canelo. So Floyd was able to kind of do some tape while he was getting his hand wraps and see what he can do against Canelo. Watch Canelo, because people forget Floyd was kind of grooming Canelo to get his ass kicked by him. It was kind of
definitely
a sick way of what Floyd was doing. He was like, put Canelo on the undercard because he knew it was like, oh yeah, the Hispanic fans, they want to see Canelo fight, and especially on the Cinco de Mayo card. So that way Floyd looked like a good guy. He brought in the Hispanic guy to fight while he beats up whoever fights on the main event. But also too, this was the Canelo Alvarez that was bum rushing. He wasn't the Canelo Alvarez that was analytical. And Floyd was able to, just make Canelo frustrated. And Canelo, after that fight, that's when Canelo had to realize, like, I can't, like, there's a level to this. And if I want to be on that level, I got to get to that level somehow, some way, like other than what I've been doing. And he changed
his style. Yeah. But Floyd got a respectable punch, though. He doesn't have like, crazy knockout power, but Floyd has enough power to make you respect his punch so you don't keep walking in. Also, Canelo just his weakness back in the day, and he still does this now. His feet are slow and he walks forward a little too much, but now his upper body movement is so good that it makes up for his feet being a little slow. But at the time, he didn't have that upper body movement, and Floyd just set traps for him, and he just boxed him, man. That's one of my favorite Floyd performances other than him and Cotto.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves him and Shane Mosley. That's really a one-round fight, if we're being honest. I did like him and Conor for different reasons. He showed, again, the IQ.
Floyd was just like, what round did I bet? Okay. he was just toying with that boy Conor McGregor. Conor got him with a couple good shots, though. I'll give Conor that.
He did, but yeah, it was essential to the glove. Like, he wasn't used to punching in that glove, so the power was different versus sort of a bare knuckle versus a 10-ounce boxing glove. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was a different Canelo going against Floyd. He was way younger, looking for a knockout. It was made for Mayweather. It was a made fight. No disrespect, Mayweather's great. I'm not trying to say cherry pick, but hey, he got him at the right time.
Exactly. Hi, Chase. What are some of the newest UFC fighters that have the brightest futures? Easily Khamzat Chimaev. He's like number one.
Really, that last fight he was in was fucking crazy.
It was great. Like that's a fight he needed. Like him dominating does nothing. Like him going to war with someone that's on a championship level that's needed. Other than that, there's not really like any prospects that like jump out. A guy who's like I guess he's kind of new to the scene. He started a craze that a lot of people are very one side, either they love it or they hate it. The Shui Tai Tuivasa, he's a guy that a lot of people love. super hilarious on the mic. He's a self-made star. He's fat. He just does his thing, and he's a fun fighter. Like like you can't take that away from him. So those are the people that I would say are fun. Any ones that pop into mind for you, Nate?
No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you on that front.
What's up, Mir?
Yes, sir. The Mir, the biggest.
I'm sorry. I would get flagged for showing nudity because I'm so fat right now. My boobs would just be on the screen, and we cannot get flagged for that. So
come on, more than $5. You got to raise the price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. We got to raise the price.
Like, look, you got to make up for the lost funds that I would have to deal with, like showing nudity on the channel. So, maybe if I was 6-pack Chase, I would do it. What does Nick think about my boy, undefeated problem child, Jake Paul? And what are his thoughts on the right hand of God?
Oh, my God.
His name is Nate, not Nick.
Nick. Nah, it's Nate, but oh, Lord. Look, man. He can fight.
No, he's the biggest freaking Jake Paul fan, dude.
He could fight. I'm going to give him that. He could fight. I understand what they doing with him. Like, at first, the trolling pissed me off, but then I understood. I'm like, okay. like, why would they put him in there with a fighter? Like, obviously, they're not going to put him in there with a guy who's had 400 amateur fights with a 30-0 record. That's not going to happen. Obviously, he's going to have these kind of fights, but there's a market for it. And if we want to be real, we got to blame the Bob Arams, the Eddie Hearns, the Al Haymans of the world, because, you know, back in the day, this could never happen when we was getting the fights we wanted. But now that there's so much, you know, fans not happy with the fights that we want, now YouTubers can come in here and put on events and people just want to be entertained. So, hey.
Like, Logan Paul and KSI stumbled upon something so stupid. YouTubers boxing. I can tell you how many people were like, literally just because of how KSI looked, they thought KSI was good. And I was like, guys, they stink. Both these boys stink. And people forget Jake Paul's first fight against Deji, the worst abortion I've ever seen.
That was horrible.
That was
a kid of skill, though. He's worked hard. So I'm gonna give Jake Paul some credit, a little bit of credit. Now, Logan Paul, I'm talking about in the sport of boxing, wrestling, he did decent Mania, but boxing, Logan Paul is horrible. He's the horrible one. He's the terrible one. But Jake Paul, look, man, he catch you with that hand, you're going night.
Yeah, Jake's good. The thing is this: we also got to blame Conor McGregor. McGregor could have easily just taken the fight, knock him out, and end this nonsense. But the fact of the matter is,
I got some bad news for you, Chase.
Conor would have got knocked out probably because
Conor would have got knocked out because he's a cruiserweight. People don't understand how big Jake Paul is. Pause. Like
people forget about Tyron Woodley too. Tyron Woodley walks around at the weight Jake Paul cuts to. Like it's not like
exactly. Woodley. Like, you know, like Jake Paul's like a big boy. Like he ain't gonna be fighting no Usyks of the world. Like if he was to get in there with Conor, man, look, man. Do y'all really want Conor McGregor to take a punch from a 200-pound dude? Do y'all really want him to do that in a boxing ring? Like,
but Dana White's right. There's a reason why he hasn't gone against Anderson Silva.
Oh yeah, no. Anderson Silva. Look, man, there was a fight that was on the table in 2010 with Roy Jones and Anderson Silva, and Dana White blocked it, which I understand why he blocked it at that time, because it's like, man, this is very risky putting, you know, one of my top draws in here with a boxer who still has something left in the tank. I get it, but he should have let it happen. We would have got an entertaining fight with those two doing all the taunting they would have been doing, and it would have been an entertaining fight. They could have put on the exhibition way back then.
Yeah, I still love Anderson taking on Mini Chavez, and he just
oh, I knew he was going to do that too. I knew he was going to win. I knew he was going to win.
Because like to me, I was like, well, you know, I give Anderson maybe a round or two, but I felt ultimately like the boxer would actually. Nope, Anderson just clowned him, and the announcers couldn't believe it either. They were just so surprised how good Anderson was. They were like, wait,
they never watched him. They wouldn't know. They're very clueless. Like if they watched UFC, they would know. Like he's a very skilled striker, and the type of skill that he showed is not MMA punches. Like he could set up and place good boxing punches, and it was beautiful when he did the Chavez. I was laughing the whole time. Like, man, this guy, you so ass. Like, how you better change your name. Like, it's a disgrace.
Jackhammer City says, how would Vince of the 90s view WWE today? He'd be disgusted. But then at the same time, he would look at the bank account from Saudi Arabia and he would love it. So,
yep.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that part. He would hate what's going on the television, but as far as the money, he'd be like, well, damn, pal, this is good shit. So
he would be like, what do you mean? A pay-per-view called Money in the Bank is running at a stadium? Okay. He would be super excited about that shit. Like, he would take advantage of what he has, though. That's the one thing 90s Vince would have done better, is that he can, like, look, he was working with fucking Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, and he somehow made those guys into household names. So if he can do that with Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, I think he could do that with today's crop of talent. And really, to be honest, I'm just going to say it, like, if you look at it, today's crop of talent is way more marketable than Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. So,
yeah, they're definitely more marketable.
Not saying they're better; they're more marketable.
No, they're marketable. Yeah, not better, marketable. They have some marketable guys, but you know, I don't know. They just, it's like they're not in with both feet. Like they have things they could do, but then they just don't go the extra mile. I don't understand that company.
Do we like Patty the Batty? I like the enthusiasm in him. People misconcept him as a striker when he's really a jiu-jitsu artist. But I don't see him going far because it's the same. Like I always look at it like this: Patty the Batty's a way of how he handles his out of camp style is not sustainable for being a top fighter. Getting really fat and then losing it all and cutting a bunch of weight, that's not a way you're going to be successful, especially the older you get. You're not going to be as conditioned. There's a reason why guys like Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington and look the way they do at the ages of in the middle of their 30s. It's because they stay conditioned year round. Like they may have a day off or two, but when it comes down to it, you're like Kamaru Usman is not going out there and eating McDonald's every day or even ever. Like he's eating clean, he's staying healthy, he's doing the smart things and the right things for his body, and that's why he'll probably make 170 for the rest of his career, So Patty the Batty is not a guy like John Jones where he was blessed with like one of a kind genetics and he can get away with doing bullshit like that.
Yeah.
He's a very ordinary guy, and he really needs to take care of his body outside of camp if he wants to be a top level fighter.
Boom. Speaking of Usman, you saw that shit with him and Canelo today on Twitter.
That's his manager. His manager has control.
Because he don't want that. He better stop, man. He better enjoy this ride he's on. That's a different world.
Look, Canelo.
And vice versa. Canelo don't want to come in the octagon. Like people gotta respect each other's sport and just leave it at that.
Like Usman, I know that you've been feeling yourself striking, but man, I rewatched that second Covington fight. You got caught by an uppercut by Colby Covington, a sloppy ass uppercut. What do you think Canelo's going to do to you, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
You're really good, Usman. Like, just focus on being the best welterweight. Just focus on that. You have Leon Edwards.
Exactly.
You got Hamzat Chimaev. You'll probably beat GSP's overall reigns when it's all said and done. Just focus on that. Like, I honestly think he wants to retire soon. I think that's why he's chasing for a money fight against Canelo, but.
That's also not the one he wants. He should like try to fight Adrian Broder or somebody like that.
Yeah, fight one time. Fight Keith Thurman.
See, because Keith Thurman, he turned into a boxer puncher now. So like it'll go the whole 12. Like you're not gonna win, but at least you ain't gonna get knocked out. Like you don't want to get knocked out. Like that's horrible. Don't do it to yourself.
And Thurman can actually, talk. Like he's probably one of the best.
Thurman's a great talker. Great talker. I like Thurman. I was a big Keith Thurman fan before I started realizing his ducking ways.
Fight him if you're going to fight anyone. Don't fight Canelo. Like
exactly. No, I completely agree.
Like Usman. Just avoid Canelo. You're too big for Bud Crawford and Spence. So stay away from those boys. Keith Thurman's right there. Fight him. Also, who is the best RKO that Randy ever hit? I always like the Seth Rollins one.
Yeah, the Seth Rollins one. Years ago, long time ago, the one he hit on Evan Bourne was sweet. That one was sweet too.
Of wrestling.
It was funny. The one he hit on Undertaker a long time ago was funny when his dad hit him with the cast. Like that shit always made me laugh. It was on a SmackDown, if I remember correctly. With Taker was like he was like a fake dead body inside a casket, and but Randy Orton, that Rollins one is just iconic.
Sets it up so perfectly too. It's not telegraphed too, which I really like. It's not like you expected it to come because Rollins really did a good job setting up the curb stomp. The
camera work was good too. Like it was zoomed in so you couldn't really see Randy Orton, and zoomed out at the right time. Like it was well done.
Thoughts on Tyson Fury beating Gillian White and facing Constance? Gillian White's trash.
Fuck Tyson Fury, number one, but number two, oh God, like Dylan White is a B- C+ level fighter. Like let's be serious for a second. All joking aside, all Fury hate aside, he got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin, who's a gold medalist, very good B-level fighter himself, but a 40-year-old Povetkin, when he perfectly dodged his hook for a single shot uppercut. He got knocked out by AJ by uppercut too. AJ's a very good fighter. He's not a Fury or a Wilder or a Usyk, but he's a very, very good fighter, like an A- fighter, right? Now he's like a B plus, but back then he was like an A minus
He's
fighter.
still A minus on my mind.
So yeah, he's a very good fighter. I do like AJ actually. I don't dislike him, but he got knocked out twice to uppercut. Like it was there all night for Fury. Like I have witnesses. I called the round. I called the punch. I said, "Oh, it's gonna be an uppercut." Boom! This round, Dylan White's gonna walk up, gonna have his left hand down as usual, gonna get caught with an uppercut. Exactly what happened. So Fury did what he was supposed to do.
Him fighting Francis, I don't care for it, dude. Like
That's a bad fight. Francis is gonna get flatlined. Like, what? I get it. Y'all ain't getting paid by Dana. I understand the whole pay structure for UFC is horrible compared to boxing, but it's two different sports. And MMA is MMA, and UFC is like PBC. You know what I'm saying? Dana is Al Heyman. That's the stable of his guys. Whereas boxing, there's a whole lot of different promoters. And it's more network deals. So it's a different pay structure.
The thing with what Dana does is that he pays very well under the table. And the reason why he does that is tax reasons. He avoids you all paying taxes. And the problem is this: Francis actually signed with a real agency. He didn't sign with some guy who used to be an MMA fighter or, like a coach is his agent. He works for CAA. CAA is a legit agency. It has NBA players, NFL players. Yes, Jorge Masvidal and a couple other fighters, they're part of first round management.
Jorge MAGA Masvidal. Let's call him his whole name. Anyway, continue.
Usman's MAGA too, so it don't matter to me. I don't care. I really don't care who's MAGA or not. So it don't affect my view. I mean, most of the UFC's MAGA. I mean,
I heard Jagan King was MAGA, right, buddy? No, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
Justin, I hate homos. Gaethje is MAGA, so.
That H word, watch it, pal.
No, that's how he is. He doesn't like homos. He doesn't like gay people. Yeah, Justin Gaethje is a very suspect person. So, and people have to like to cheer for that hillbilly. So that's okay. But no, I'm just saying he's a hillbilly. He's a hater. So I don't care. So, but I don't care what people's political preferences. To be honest,
yeah, for sure. People can do whatever they want.
Usman's afraid to get all the needles, but he won't get the COVID shot. He won't get vaccinated. Are we gonna hate Usman for that?
Hey, that's a personal. I think vaccines are a personal choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. I'm saying, like, to me,
I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, it's like whatever to me. It's like there's a bunch. All the UFC fighters are shady, in my personal opinion. John Jones literally can kill someone and he'll still find a way to fight in a fucking octagon.
He's a real piece of shit person. I like John Jones, but DC said the most perfect quote ever. Like, you could be a champion in a ring, but you ain't a champion at life. And I'm like,
I always remember with Sean Evans, most honest human being. He goes, John Jones is the fakest human being ever. And when Sean Evans said that, I was like, yep, I believe you, man. Because I believe you. But like I was saying, it's just like Francis actually has a real agency. So they're trying to his best to take care of Francis, not just pay structure wise, but UFC does not provide health insurance. UFC does not take care of their fighters, don't have pension plans, don't have 401ks, don't have anything.
No,
it's just all this other junk. And the thing is like the UFC forces their fighters to sign sponsorship deals that get them cock blocked. Like, for example, UFC fighters cannot go ahead and sign like an energy, like Bain Energy, for example. Like, you can be a athlete for Bain Energy, like Colby Covington's an athlete for Bain Energy. A couple other fighters are athletes for Bain Energy, but they're not sponsored by Bain Energy. You're not getting sponsorship because UFC is sponsored by Monster Energy. So, which means you're a Monster sponsor. So you get paid whatever Monster wants to pay you. Same with Venom. Venom fucks them over. They can't even wear like their own trunks, get sponsored by Bad Boy, get sponsored by other companies. They wear a Venom trunk. Dana White even too, like finally it's like, oh, the UFC, maybe they can get their own shoe deals. Nope. Got to have Project Rock shoes on now. You're an Under Armour athlete. Like, yeah, you can have your own deals and stuff like that. Like Israel Adesanya, he's a Puma athlete, but does he have custom Puma trunks? Does he have custom Puma?
No, he doesn't.
Shoes? No, he doesn't. So that's the thing. The UFC cock blocks you from actually having legit sponsors where it's like you're only being able to be sponsored. Like for example, I forgot what they had a sponsor with the watch company. I think Frankie Edgar talked about this. Frankie Edgar was going to get a huge sponsorship from Tissot before Tissot became Tissot. And UFC cock blocked him because they're like, oh, you can't take this Tissot sponsorship. He goes, why can't I take the Tissot sponsorship? He goes, oh, because we're sponsored by this one watch company. And he's like, I've never heard of this watch company. I didn't know. So the UFC promises these companies, oh, you can't do this. And it sucks for these fighters because they want to be taken care of long term. Boxers can get sponsorships for anything. They can become sponsors for anything. And they're not being blocked just because on the canvas it says a certain company. They take care of
For
whatever.
instance, the liquor. Yeah, somebody could be with, let's say somebody's with Henny, but there's Corona in the ring. It don't matter.
Like they're not telling Canelo, oh, well, sorry, Canelo, you can't sponsor Tecate because Modelo's on the canvas tonight. No, Canelo's Tecate. He's Tecate. He can wear Tecate on the shorts and everything. That's the thing people are not understanding. UFC cock block. Like you can't do any. Like, oh, back in the day, Brock Lesnar, perfect example. Couldn't be sponsored by any other beer unless it was Bud Light. And he got in trouble big time because he shit on Bud Light after that Frank Mir beatdown. He was like, I'm going to drink a Coors Light because Bud Light ain't paying me shit. he had to apologize for that shit because UFC was like, oh shit, Bud Light's pissed at us. Oh, bikes? That was like another thing. Harley Davidson was like making sure UFC fighters were only getting Harley Davidsons, like would only get to ride those bikes. Like Donald Cerrone even said that they made him trade out his bikes and stuff like that for Harleys. so that's the thing with UFC. It's like Francis Ngannou, I understand what he's fighting for and I love it.
Oh, absolutely. I get it.
But the way he's executing it is fucking horrible. This guy's a moron. I'm so sorry. He is. Why the fuck are you trying to fight a boxer? If you want to prove a point, fight in the UFC. Fight for another fighting company. But the thing is, you're so obsessed with this dumb idea of fighting Tyson Fury.
It's payday. Why? Payday. Everybody want payday.
But he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. He's literally going to get paid like Gillian White did.
Yeah, and his career is going to be over. That's the other flip side, too.
Well, Gillian White only got paid $7 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would have got extra 4 if he would have got the win, which he knew he was never going to see.
Yeah.
But $7 million is cool and all, but are you going to end your career for that? As far as a fighter, of course, will take 7. I'm talking about a fighter, you know what I'm saying, where he can keep on fighting. Because once you get that knockout from Fury, like, how marketable are you now?
Yeah, exactly. And especially the fact of the matter is you're the UFC heavyweight champion. You're already going to make let's be real, this is the weakest the heavyweight division has been. And you're really going to throw that out. Like John Jones, we don't know when he was ever going to return. Stipe Miocic is like just sitting around twiddling his thumbs. He'd rather be a firefighter than an actual fighter.
I hate Stipe. Oh, God.
He lost his marketable, but, he can only get so far. And they have this Russian guy. They always seem to have a Russian guy, but who knows? Derek Lewis is fighting him. So Derek Lewis might knock that boy out and ruin his career. So, that's the thing. Like there's a problem. Like there's a problem in the heavyweight division. And honestly, I feel like Francis is hurting. And it doesn't help when 2 of Francis's main cheerleaders in Adesanya and Kamaru Usman are in bed with Dana. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Izzy defended Joe Rogan for saying the N-word, and he did not once step up for Francis Ngannou during his pay structure.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Signed a contract actually when Francis was battling. Signed a lucrative contract with the UFC. Didn't say shit. Kamaru Usman, nothing. Shit. Crickets. Motherfucker though loves talking about how much money he's making though. So there's an issue there. Like you're not having. So to me, it's 2 issues. One, UFC does need to pay their fighters better, especially on the lower end of the card. I understand the main event level fighters; they can say whatever, but when you're on the lower end of the card, you got to take care. You got to take care of them. Like for as much shit as certain guys get, like the Covingtons of the world, he really did a great job fighting for fighter pay because he really upped the level of actual fighter pay for guys who are not champions. So I know he gets a lot of shit, but he did take care of himself at the end of the day. So I just want to put that out there. And also shout out to Conor McGregor. He really made it where it's like, if you want to have a money fight, just fight him. And then you get paid a bunch of money for no reason.
Yeah, shout out to Conor. He's a bitch though. Shout out to him. Right, Jagan?
Yeah. Well, Dustin Poirier now, everyone, if you fight Poirier, at least you're going to get at least see a couple mil.
He's the gatekeeper. So
Yeah,
the
couple
diamond
million.
gatekeeper. There you go.
He's the diamond. He's the shiniest gatekeeper. Him and
That's the new Sean Porter over there.
him and Gilbert Burns, best gatekeepers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Would boxing or MMA be different if Vince went into the sports rather than wrestling?
Yep.
If Vince went into boxing, boxing would be the biggest thing ever, and he would kill it because you would actually know
Exactly. Yeah.
what's going on.
He
MMA,
would be the biggest thing. It would have the most stars. However, he would ruin it by when they're like 3-0 and they're huge stars. He put them against each other and ruin their career too. So they'd be big, but then they'd be done quickly. There would be no longevity if Vince was in it, in my opinion.
like Vince would find a way where it's like he would know how to make a WrestleMania for boxing. Like he would find a way for us to have like that one night of year us boxing fans can be like, oh yeah, we're getting Vince-a-mania, boxing mania. He would find a way for me to understand how many belts there are. Like I don't have to hear just like, wait, that's a belt now. Wait, they just made a belt for Tyson Fury and Gillian White for no reason. like what is this? Like, so he would find a way to get rid of the alphabet soup problem in boxing. Yeah, he would make the green belt is the only belt in boxing, the WBO. It would just be like that would be the only belt that people would care about. That'd probably be the belts in the background because Vince would know how to market boxing, especially for when it comes, because the one thing Vince is very underrated at, he's very good at merchandising. He loves to merchandise a lot of shit. And that's the thing with Vince is people are gullible. They'll buy t-shirts because they think they're limited, but they're not. So so that's the thing he's good at. He's good at like these Cody Rhodes t-shirts everyone's buying for $27.95. Nah, man, I'll wait till it's on clearance because he's going to get another t-shirt in another 3 months anyway, so it don't matter. And so,
It'll be available.
Yeah, exactly. So they make a lot of as you need to. So, but yeah, Vince would do a good job. UFC, honestly, if Vince ran MMA, that should be dead. He would not get it. He would, the minute he saw someone lay on top of another person, be like, "What is this?" He would just be all.
He would go too far into this. See, I think Vince would treat boxing like the sport, and I think with MMA, he would go too far into the sports entertainment realm.
Yep, exactly. He would be like, you don't really have to hit him that hard. You could actually, cut promos. Tito would succeed if Vince was running. Because Vince would book Tito to win all the time.
Yeah, he'd stand out there, fold his arms like he did on Impact.
I don't even know who Tyson Fury was till Wilder. No one did because
exactly.
Because Fury disappeared from the sport. He
had a horrible fight with Klitschko, one of the worst fights I've ever seen, and then he disappeared doing coke, and he got banned in the UK for steroid use. These aren't allegations; they're facts. And
these are not made up. These are like literally
these are legitimate facts. And
like,
it's funny.
Facts. Fury does not even want a movie made about him. That's how facts they are.
Yeah. Wait till you see the buy rate of this Tyson Fury Dillian White pay-per-view. I've said it once. I'll say it again. There is no Tyson Fury without Deontay Wilder. Wilder made him, and without him fighting Wilder, no one gives a damn.
Tyson Fury versus Prime Holyfield. Holyfield's beating him, man. Like,
he's not. No. And I'll tell you why he's not. Only one reason. Holyfield's a better boxer. Obviously, he's way better. But Fury's 6'9". He's way Holyfield's 6'2". Like he's way too big for him. Fury leans on people like Klitschko, and he's just too big. And you guys don't know how much I regurgitated the fact that I have to tell the truth. Matter of fact, no, we're gonna lie. Holyfield would have knocked him out.
Exactly.
3 rounds. Let's go, Holyfield. Real deal.
Holy's gonna look at the big Doja's GD body right there, and then knock him down, take it down a foot thing.
For Holyfield buffs out there, go watch 2 of my favorite Holyfield fights, him and George Foreman. That's an absolutely amazing fight. It's in my top 5 of all time. And go watch him and Bo, the trilogy. I love the 3rd fight. I know he got knocked out in that 3rd fight. I know, but it was such a crazy brawl before he got knocked out. And stay away from Holyfield, James Toney. That's a sad showing. Toney destroyed him.
What are some things AEW can learn from WWE, and what are some things WWE can learn from AEW? AEW could learn from WWE, actually making your guys look like stars, not making every match feel the fucking same. Have some better structure to your cards. While WWE, what they could learn from AEW is, hey, actually present wrestlers in a good, actually present your wrestlers as challenges. You don't have to have every match happen at these premium live events. Some matches can be featured matches on SmackDown or Raw, and that's pretty much what I would say they could learn from.
Yeah, pretty much. And how to stop making people so cringe. AEW can learn that from WWE because they have a lot of cringe-worthy stuff going on. Not like AEW, but it is what it is. I feel like AEW gets a lot of breaks that TNA didn't. People love shitting on TNA.
If TNA was doing what they did tonight with that ladder match, oh my fans would be losing their minds.
Did you see that shit when Sammy went through off the top of the ladder, went through barbed wire, gets right back up? I'm like, oh my god! Like right away, I thought of Jim Cornette. I can't wait to hear what Jim Cornette got to say about this.
And then Sammy Guevara just went ahead and went through some barbed wire, acted like it was nothing. I don't know if his girlfriend went over and gave him a nice little hand job beforehand. And then
you got JR on commentary sitting there like, JR's like, man, these fucking goofs, they just don't get wrestling.
The best match for like JR and Tony Schiavone just hating this match. It was like Hikaru Shida versus another. God, I forgot the pay-per-view, but it was Hikaru Shida versus so I forgot this big Asian lady. That's all I can really explain her as. Schiavone and JR are just shitting on this match. Like Schiavone's like, it must be over. Oh no, they kicked out. I thought it was over there, Schiavone. Like they shit on this match and owing like Excalibur's like, and Hikaru Shida is doing this, and then JR is just like, yeah, man. Really excited, and like Schiavone who just hated that match. It's like I know it's like a full gear pay-per-view, but it's like literally one of Hikaru Shida, like, and it takes forever. And then the ending happens and Schiavone no sells it. He's like, I don't think she got all of it. 1, 2, 3, she did. Like, oh god. They hate someone.
Tony Schiavone's giving that 2001 WCW commentary, baby. The paycheck is coming on Wednesday.
He misses Cody. I know he does. He's probably like, man, Cody, I just want to join you in WWE. I want to go back there. Hamzat, he never went. Hamzat, I think for the future beats Colby and Usman. Colby for sure. I don't know about Usman.
I don't know about Usman. I don't know about that. Come on, my brother. Come on.
Usman's very just like, because the thing is, Usman's still getting better. It's just more of like, is Usman healthy or injured when he fights Hamzat? Thoughts on the New York Mets and thoughts on the Mets getting hit 19 times in 20 games. Is it the baseballs or the pitchers can't throw?
Killer of Demons. Is that Peter Gilmore?
Yeah. He comes in.
Peter Gilmore. Wow. What a name from way back in the day. First of all, go Mets. You know me, I'm a Mets fan. So I'm loving this. We doing our thing right now just to not do anything later on in the season as usual. So I'm going to ride this wave now, baby. Go Mets. Go Mets. Go Mets.
As for the baseballs, they're just terrible quality. There's no air. There's too much air in the baseballs. Like I can't tell you how light these baseballs are, man. They're very light. So I think it's just the baseballs, man. Like, and when you have pitchers throwing like 99, 100, how do you expect them to have control? Like, so
it's a strategy, and it's also a strategy.
Yeah, Time to a Boss is a star. Fuck Jake Paul and his DF brother. Damn. Jake versus Anderson is the next fight to make. Are you worried a bit that Jones at heavyweight, or do you believe he'll just look?
I want him to lose, so go to heavyweight. And I'm a John Jones fan, but I was a John Jones fan. I don't know. He's real annoying, real cringeworthy now. It's like, oh God, just fucking lose.
For me, I can't go against Jones until I see him like actually like lose. It's too hard. It's like one of those things like, yeah, I want to say, yeah, he could lose, but all I know is that Stipe goes in and then he takes down Stipe and then he elbows him to death and then Stipe is bloodied in the fucking cage and then John Jones is like, oh, glory to God, thank you for everyone and everything that they did, so it's hard for me. I wish I could say, yeah, John Jones just gets his ass kicked, but
no, he doesn't. I'm just talking to what I hope happens versus what I believe is going to happen. You feel me?
Tyron Woodley just does not have the on switch. He's just
that was a fixed fight.
He took a nice paycheck, The fact that they have you have a YouTuber that's very successful in the boxing world is really, really shady in boxing. At least they do that sports entertainment than wrestling.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Preach.
What did you guys think of the latest All Elite Wrestling Dynamite episode? It started off strong, and like most Dynamite episodes, it just gets worse and worse as the episode goes
Let
on.
me ask a question. Why the fuck do every time I turn this on, CM Punk comes out at the beginning of every single show? It's like, Jesus, are you guys like I'm starting to see it. Do y'all want him to start getting booed? Is that what we going for now? You want people to get tired of him and go, oh my God,
Well,
please.
well, if you notice, Nate, he's been coming out of the heel tunnel. they love their long-term storytelling, as I'm told by AEW fans.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, but this Dynamite episode, it was, the
What's that you
FTR.
sipping on? What you sipping on?
No, it's just Bane energy. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm about to say they didn't even offer me. I took my shoes off when I came to your house. They don't even offer me a drink. Ain't that a bitch?
Next time, I'll give you a Modelo especial.
Oh, see, now we talking.
A Michelada Modelo. But what's it called? The FTR match was fine. It did its thing. It's what I don't really care for FTR that much, to be honest. So it was good for the FTR fans. Other than that, the rest of the card was just like the Philly.
That woman's match was very weird.
Yeah,
it dragged. It felt like it was going on a while. I was texting, looking. I'm like, wow, this is still going on. Wow, another kendo stick. Wow, like okay.
The segments
against women's wrestling. I love it. So don't think I'm that guy. I love women's wrestling.
The weird part is AEW is not supposed to be known for their segments, but their segments I felt were the best part with the Jericho Appreciation Society and LAX. I'm just going to call them LAX because that's what we're in TNA. That's what they were. I'm not calling them Pride and Powerful and Eddie Kingston, just LAX. But yeah, no, I felt that was good. And then there was the other segment that was pretty solid. Main event was trash. I'm sorry. I don't care what anyone
that was horrible. And I like it. I like Sammy Guevara. I liked him before he came to TNA. Wow. AEW. Pause. Yeah, I watched MLW a lot, and he was very good over there while he was there. I like MLW a lot, so I like Sammy Guevara before he came over there. But I don't know, man. I don't know what he's doing at AEW. It's just not.
He's like a spot monkey now. It's not like it's fluid like what I thought he would be. He's just kind of like it's kind of like, oh, let me go do a spot where I miss, and then everyone's like, oh my god, I can't believe Sammy did it, and then he's just like, no selling too much. Like the cutter was
too much, no selling. Way too much.
The cutter was so obvious. Like Scorpio Sky was like looking like, hey, are you ready? Are you positioned? You're in position? Okay. Time to go.
Reminds me of a match I saw in '99 when I was a kid. It was on Nitro. I had to be like 99, so does that make me 7, 8 years old, something like that? And it was Kevin Nash, Rick Steiner, and who was the other guy on your team? Kevin Nash, Rick Steiner, and Sid Vicious versus Hogan, Sting, and Goldberg. And I'll never forget this spot. I'll never forget it. So Hogan hits one of the dudes with the chair. Kevin Nash puts the other guy in the power bomb. He looks over at Hogan. He's waiting for Hogan to hit him with the chair. Hogan hits him with the chair. Sting puts him in the Scorpion Death. I'm like, you saw that coming 30 seconds ago. Why are you just standing there in the power bomb waiting to get hit? That's what Scorpio Sky looked like.
He just grabbed the belt. My one buddy was texting me, how come his white friend ain't helping him win this match? He was so pissed by that. He was like, yo, why'd he come out and not help him out? And stuff. I'm like, well, AEW is about honor. He's like, fuck this honor shit, man. Come on, you got to let this guy learn what's up. And also, whatever plans they had for Paige Van Zandt, get rid of them because she's trash. Like that was so. She made Shane McMahon look like throwing better punches. She was in the corner punching Conti like this. What are you doing? Reeling a fish? What is this? What is this? Paige Van Zandt, bare knuckle fighter. Come on, cuz. Silva's out as we're talking about years ago.
Yeah, we were talking about years ago when he was in his prime. Yeah.
Chase, why do you think AEW is rushing their video game with a sneak peek? Because they want money, bro. Like they've been like people need to understand this. A lot of people don't understand that AEW put in a lot of money into this video game. And Tony Khan wants to see the return on the investments of the video game. He really does. It's like this has been a project since AEW started. This is a project that, everyone's favorite, Kenny Omega, has put his heart and soul into.
Kenny Olivier.
Yeah, Kenny Olivier. So Kenny Omega put his heart and soul into this. Tony Khan is one of these guys where it's just like he's like this in football. He's like this in soccer, aka other football. He's like this in all his or things. He wants to see a quick return. He wants to see a quick flip. And the thing is this: he's looking at the money that he's put in. And remember, these are not me making shit up. This is facts. You can look it up. AEW is losing money because of the video game. It's not anything else that they're doing. Everything else they're doing is fine. But the video game is the reason why they're in the red, because of that damn video game. So, of course, Tony Khan is rushing this because he wants to see, okay, look, I already know these people are going to buy the game, but I need to know, am I going to get my return on the investment on putting in all this money for the game? So I think that's why he's rushing it. He's trying to get excitement. He's trying to get people going for it. He sees the success. And I also, too, I think the surprising success of 2K22 making them rush this game because they're like, oh, shit, like they actually put out a good video game. And then if the 2K23 comes out and let's say they improve on some of the shit from 2K22 and AEW is waiting another year just for this damn game to come out, another year of wasting money on this game, guess what? People might just say, oh, why would I get the AEW game? I got 2K23, 2K24 comes out within the next 6 months. Let's do it. But right now, 2K22, it's still honeymoon phase for a lot of people with 2K22.
There's a lot of other wrestling games coming out too. The Wrestling Code and they stole Ukes away. So, they had to pay a bag to get Ukes. Not only that, the lane's about to be clogged. The new boxing games coming out this year. Mortal Kombat, they're about to announce the release date. Like the fighting game genre is about to be flooded. There's a new Street Fighter in the works. So, he's trying to speed it up because he can see the future. But it don't matter. Game might be good, but it ain't going to be on the level of 2K just because it's been around longer. It's going to be a good game probably, though, if it is what they say it is.
Just fix the graphics, and I think it will be a good game. I'm not saying the game will be bad, but I'm just saying the reason why he's probably rushing it is because this has been the biggest money burner for them. It's not them signing wrestlers. It's not them doing anything else. It's literally this video game has been something that, has been a passion project for Kenny Omega, has been something that, Tony Khan has said, okay, well, I'll put in the time and investment of it, but I better see the return. And we can joke on Tony Khan. We can talk about cocaine, him doing cocaine, doing all
which he does. He does the good coke. It's uncut from Colombia. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we can talk about him doing all that, but at the end of the day, is this the guy's pretty good at his jobs, like for the most part, he's pretty good. He's good. Seeing the future, and he just knows 2K22 just came out and like pretty much blew everyone's expectations out of the water. And actually, it's not because of the low expectations. Actually, wow, this game was actually good. Wow, this game was like at one point trending on Twitch. People were making creative wrestlers. It was funny, and it's one of those games that has potential just to randomly blow up again. Who knows? Maybe some DLC comes out. Maybe some character DLC comes out. And just the effort they put into 2K22 is so. Like, no, I'm not saying it was mind-blowing, but it was way better than what they've done in years past. So he's trying to take advantage now. Take advantage now, so that way you can have a good video game out. If your game ends up flopping a little bit, that's okay, because people are going to buy it. People are
a good foundation to build on if they want to make a sequel. Like Ukes, they got to keep them. Ukes leaving WWE games is why 20 was as bad as it was. Like if Ukes was still with them and they made this a game, oh my God. Like
what's your most unpopular opinion about wrestling?
Lord.
I just think
I want to hear this. Come on, Chase, you heard the man.
I just want to say this. All wrestling sucks. I don't understand why people that's it. I just think it stinks. Like everyone goes, why you watch it? There's certain stuff I like. I watch what I like nowadays. I don't like, honestly, I tell people, and I'm not shitting when I say, this is actually an unpopular opinion. I love NXT 2.0. I think 2.0 is the best brand out of all the shit.
I haven't watched one episode. Amir keeps telling me to watch it, and the clips I see on Twitter, I keep meaning to watch it. I know I'm going to love it. Unpopular opinion. I have 2 unpopular opinions.
Okay.
This one's like, wow, Nate, you went there. Yeah, I did. Number 1, WCW. I wish they would have won the Monday Night War. Man, yep.
I hear that from a lot of people.
And the reason being is because Ted Turner was such a wrestling fan. Like he's more of a wrestling fan than Vince was. I think the business would have been better off that way. But number 2, TNA was the best promotion in the 2000s, not ROH, not WWE. That's my opinion.
That's a fair one though, because like I like honestly, I tell people without TNA, I probably would have stopped watching wrestling because freaking
Me too.
06 WWE was so trash. DX was like telling dick jokes and
It was before that for me. 04 was like a horrible year for wrestling. I'm like, oh man. Other than Eddie Guerrero winning, I love that. Other than that, and a couple of other things, that's when I really started like, I was 12 then, and it started feeling different to me. It wasn't the same anymore. And then I came across TNA, and the rest was history. They saved me being a wrestling fan. Without TNA, I would have been done with wrestling.
I saw TNA in 04, and then like 05, I was able to keep up with it from Spike TV. But like 06 is when I really got heavy into TNA, and it was because like, oh, Christian, like he's in TNA now, and they're actually it's not like Christian was some jobber like he was being treated in WWE. And then also too, it was like that year I saw Cena tap out Triple H, and I'm like, bro, like how the fuck is Cena beating Triple H already? Like, get out of here with that shit, man. Like, I understand that yes, Cena has to be your guy. Couldn't Triple H win at Mania 22 and then afterwards Cena wins at 23? Build a story for Cena to overcome instead of overcoming what would have been his biggest obstacle in Triple H. Like, why is Triple H just losing all the time? Why is he losing to every flipping wrestler? Now you have Triple H and Shawn Michaels back together when like 2 years ago these fuckers were killing each other, and now they're just because Vince made fun of Shawn's religion, Triple H is like, oh yeah, I gotta be there for my friend. Hey Shawn, let's tell some dick jokes. Like, oh yes, so terrible. I'm sorry that shit was terrible, and then yeah, it was just terrible. Like, and then Orton and Edge, I don't know what, like Orton Pitt was just always like pissing people off. WWE banned Kurt Angle from using Percocets, and they were spending people for doing so. And it's like, bro, you guys could have had Perk Angle. You could have,
they dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, you guys could have had Kurt Angle. You guys hated Rey Mysterio as world champion. Everyone loved Rey Mysterio, but you guys hated it because he was a midget. So you had Mark Henry and Finlay beat him on SmackDown. Like, you see how 2006 was just terrible for WWE? Meanwhile, TNA was just taking risks. Like, they minus not pushing Monty Brown, they would push everyone. They were pushing Abyss. Abyss sucked.
Monty Brown was great, man.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say what up to everybody. G Nation, what up? PZ, what up? Everybody that's in the building, what up? What up? What up? Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Smash the like button for my boy Chase.
We'll get to your questions, don't worry. But yeah, no, like I'm with you, Nate. Like TNA was not bad. Like 2010, that's when it kind of starts, like the roller coaster starts to dip a little bit. Then 2011, it rises.
For what year? For what year did you say?
2010, it starts to dip a little bit. And then it rises again in 2011, 2012.
I love 2010 TNA. I feel like that's the most fun I feel like it's so over the top. Other than the Nasty Boys, I'm a big defender of that year. I'm a big defender of 09 TNA too. 2011 is when it started. For me, it was like, okay, like 2012 was hard though, but by 2013, that was it. Young Hollywood in the building. Hollywood swinging. What's good, my boy? What's good, my brother? Yes, sir.
I remember one time, like I think it was like the Bound for Glory series, D-Bomb was like number one. I was like, no fucking way.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, that right there, the aces and eights is what made me stop like being the tea. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. You want to talk Kool-Aid? I don't care what flavor, grape, cherry. I was drinking that motherfucker. I was the TNA defender. That aces and eights shit was so bad. Like, when they revealed Devon to be, I'm like, you know what, bro? No, it wasn't Devon. I'm sorry. When they revealed D'Lo Brown, I'm like, look, man, I can't defend this company anymore. D'Lo Brown, really? They had Taz with my bro. Like, oh my god, this is so bad.
Taz ruined the wedding. He was like, guess what? Support of the Aces and Eights, and I was like, what?
And Bischoff was behind that, and I'm a big Bischoff defender. Like, I defend Bischoff so much. I'm like, Eric, why do this?
Remember the Kane, Lita, and Snitsky Mitzkara storyline? That's actually one of my favorite bad storylines.
That shit was so funny. And when Snitsky kicked the baby, I was drinking some water. I spit the water out laughing. It was so funny to me.
Yeah, I love that one. Have I played any of the Dark Souls games? Not my cup of tea, but yeah, I've tried them.
My brother loves that. I haven't played it yet, but I'm going to play it.
They're hard. They're hard as hell, man. They're frustrating. Do you see WWE signing Mandy Leone as a good star attraction in the women's division? Who the fuck is Mandy Leone?
I don't
I,
know who she is, but if she's beautiful, sign her. Yes, sir.
I
We
think
need
she
some
has to
more.
be.
Look, man, I'm gonna just put this out there. I love the women's, wrestling these days. I love it. I was a big fan of the knockouts in TNA. I love that, but you know, we grew up with brawl and panties match. I'm just saying it's okay to do that sometimes. Wrestling, we got to get back to some of that. We not degrading women. We unlocking what God put on this earth for us all to see. Do you feel me?
I disagree with you, John Shargun. I think that the roster's super marketable today. There's a bunch of different faces. It's just WWE doesn't unlock them.
Give me your 5 most marketable people you think. I think Austin Theory is very marketable.
Theory, Roman Reigns.
Oh, absolutely. Roman Reigns is at the top. He's the best.
Roman Reigns, like I remember, like my friends, they think he's like Jason Momoa and stuff like that. He literally has like a great look to him. Roman Reigns. I'm not going to use any part timers anyway. By the way, too. Roman Reigns.
No, that's a cheat code.
Bianca Belair. Oh well, even bigger than Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks. And
I think Bianca more than her, but that's just my opinion.
Oh no, but Sasha, she can get TV shows and movies.
Oh, right. Duh. We're not talking about who's marketability. Come on, Nate.
Yeah, we're not talking about who's better. We're talking about who's marketable.
Right. Yeah, Sasha. Yep.
Market, and then Braun Breaker. Just I don't know something about that guy. He stinks in the ring right now, but he's really like
fucking Rey Mysterio is still a huge marketable star.
Oh, 100%, dude. Jeff Hardy is too, and AEW puts him on dark.
Now, if that would have been WWE, people would have been bitching about that. I will say that.
My main event. Like, shut up. Thoughts on Roxanne from NXT 2.0? Very talented, and it's crazy that I looked up her age because I was all like, "How old is this woman?" She's 21 and already has that great skill set. I think the thing with her is that she's going to have to overcome the hard part when she wrestles women that are not just also indie style.
Let me look her up just to get familiar.
She went by Roxy. If you she trained with Booker T's school, I believe, and stuff. Very popular. I want to she has a look. I want to say she's like the most attractive. Like, not to be rude, it's just more of like
I'll be the judge of that.
She's attractive, but I wouldn't say she's like super like golly like. She's no Mandy Rose when it comes to like looks, but she's definitely really good in the ring. Like she has the in-ring thing. The thing that will be a test for her is when she actually has to like carry a promo herself.
She's not ugly. She's not Mandy Rose though. I mean, you're right about that. She's not ugly.
Yeah, no, she's very. She has a she will appeal to a certain part of the fan base 100%. In the ring, though, Nate, this girl's a technical wizard. Like she's so good. Like. She actually has a match on her last match of ROW. Really good match with this other blonde chick who recently was on AEW Dark. She's really hot too. So that one's hot. She's a hot chick. She has a nice ass and everything. She's a hot chick.
What's her name? What's her name? Just for research purposes.
Roxy's last Reality of Wrestling match. Who did she wrestle? Let me check this out. Roxy
for educational purposes only. People, wink,
Roxy
wink.
Last ROW match. Last the Internet Wrestling Database. I can't believe I have to look at Promise Braxton.
I promise.
Wait, is this one? Is this no, not this one. It's up against a blonde chick. Or unless she had her hair as this. Miranda Gordy, ROH TV. Wait, is that really her last Reality of Wrestling match? No, unless they don't count it and stuff. I just saw that match too. Oh, well, they have all these other matches, but
I agree with you, Khan. Add Mandy Rose to that marketable list. Absolutely.
Oh, dude, she's beautiful. Dude, Mandy Rose is actually beautiful. But yeah, no, Roxanne, very talented. Will do well. I just want to see what happens when she actually is the champion and how she carries herself and what she has to do to carry a division, because the mic work is what's really going to make her break her. I felt that was the one thing missing from Bianca was the mic work for the longest time. I didn't even think it was the talent. I was like, oh yeah, she's good. It's just on the microphone. Like, is Vince going to make her talk like, goofy, or am I going to actually hear the real Bianca Belair? And in the beginning, I was surprised it was Triple H that was making Bianca Belair sound all whitewashed. The fact that Vince lets Bianca be Bianca on the roster is very shocking to me. And the fact that Triple H was
she
making
could just be like, la, 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 I'm just be like, Bianca Belair. Wow. Her and Jade Cargill. Wow.
Oh, God.
Wow,
Jade
wow,
Cargill.
wow.
Jade Cargill. Hey, she can suck in the ring all she wants. I don't give a
Oh, yeah. Who cares about that? Like we,
there's so many
on.
people like, oh, she's still so green. Who cares?
I don't care if she's green, blue, purple, pink. Do y'all see what I see?
Look, Goldberg was asked for the longest time, and he's one of the biggest names.
Goldberg was great in his day, man. Goldberg.
No, I'm just talking about overall.
I know what you're trying to say, but yeah, when I was a kid, Goldberg. I knew wrestling was fake, but I'm like, wrestling's fake, but he's real. Like the stuff Goldberg is doing, like that really, it looks like it really hurts. Like he's doing like MMA submissions and that spear. Like I really thought Goldberg was real. I thought wrestling was fake, but Goldberg was real as a kid. I'm telling you.
That's a good take. I like that. Wrestling was fake, but Goldberg was real. I like that a lot. Sorry about my camera, guys. Autofocus is just on another level today and stuff. What happened to wrestling psychology? Sammy Guevara took a bump on a fucking barbed wire ladder, and literally 5 seconds later, no BS, springboards on the ladder and try to fight Scorpio Sky. I can't.
Easy, you feel me? That's what I was saying, man. Like, yo, what was that? Like, he took the bump on there. He got up like 3 seconds later. Like, you know how on WWE 2K22 you hit R1 to do a kip up when you're down? He did that. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, he had the comeback. He had the comeback special. He was ready with this comeback.
I'm like, what happened, man? Boy, I mean, I guess I can go against Necro Butcher and he could put me through glass and thumbtacks and I'll get right back up. I'll go against Nick Gage in a death match. He'll put me through the glass and the light tubes and I'm going to get right back up. Yep.
Usman got zero head movement. Yeah, that's true. When was the last time you ate pickles? Recently, actually. That's a random ass question.
It's so random.
Yeah, when the last time you ate pickles? So like, yeah, okay. The Evan Bourne one was better for the RKO. Okay. Looking back now, was Alexander Gustafsson as good as John Jones Batensby, or did you think he would end up where he is now? No, Jones was, remember, Jones even talked about it. He was partying. He didn't train once for that fight. He was partying. So pretty good for someone who didn't train for that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a huge payday for Francis and Usman, good for both.
I'm with you, definitely. I'm always look. That's why when I criticize Canelo and stuff like that, I don't take it to the paydays and the bank. I'm always for the fighter, the athlete getting to their money. Period. Mm-hmm. Like, so if that's what they gotta do to get their money, I'm cool with it. It's just like, yo, you're gonna end your career doing that. Is it worth it?
Yeah, and look, same with Ryan Garcia. Like, you could literally just bite bums and make a shit ton of money. As long as you're just okay with that, I'm cool with that. You know, make your money, Ryan Garcia. Is it me or is Dana trying everything in his power to put that strap on Conor, even if it gets all guns? Yes, Conor is your marketable star. That's the reason why he wants to put the strap on fucking Conor McGregor. And sadly, Charles Oliveira seems the perfect guy to lose to fucking Conor.
If Oliveira beats Conor, I think that's it. He gotta like go.
Yeah, because Conor,
or at least go back to fighting on like, you know, ES. He can't be getting these pay-per-views, losing every pay-per-view. Like, this is starting to get ridiculous.
Problem is, Conor's contract says that he gets pay-per-view points.
Oh, so word? That's what it is?
Yeah, so the reason why Jorge Masvidal can't fight on ESPN, like, so the Jorge and Colby fight was supposed to be an ESPN fight, but Masvidal's contract says that he has to get pay-per-view points, even if he's a co-main. So that's and Colby signed a contract where he gets paid a high amount, and it doesn't matter what he fights, pay-per-view or ESPN. That's why Dana White's looking to have Colby fight on the next ESPN card.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's the reason why Masvidal gets pay-per-view points. Colby Covington, no matter what, whoever he fights, it doesn't matter. He gets a fixed pay rate plus whatever he gets paid under the table by Dana White and other incentives, but he will never get pay-per-view points because he wanted to make sure that even if he fought on a non-pay-per-view Colby, he would still get paid the same. Which is smart, which I feel like I think a lot of the fighters like that are at Colby's position should definitely think about like arguing for it, because yes, pay-per-view points is nice. It's a nice little extra bonus, but I would rather be treated like a pay-per-view star fighting on free on ESPN where there's probably a little bit more eyes on me, especially if you are on the level of, let's say, a Covington. So yeah. But yeah, that's the reason why. So that's why Colby and Masvidal was forced to be a pay-per-view, because Masvidal had to have
Understood.
pay-per-view points, which is so stupid. Should have been a free card. Who would you all add if UFC added a 165 division? I hate the 165 division. It's so fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
good
don't.
on that.
I'm like, no offense, y'all. I just don't care for them. Like, it's 155ers that don't want to diet. Like, who cares? Like, you guys just don't want. And then Usman has to fight at 175 now. Like, nah, get out of here with that. I've met BJ Penn. Shogun Rua trained at MMA Elite for like one day. He was really cool, Shogun. He didn't understand a word I said. I said, "Hey man, big fan." He goes, and he just looked at me. So I think he didn't understand my English.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I never met MMA fighters. I met some wrestlers though, but never MMA fighters.
yeah. It was kind of awkward. BJ Penn, he was there for a little bit. He had like a little thing going on and stuff. He was like signing books and stuff. He was cool. The Diaz bros, really cool guys. Nick and Nick. It's funny, I don't know why, but like when the cameras get on them, they act like really stupid. But like they're actually really like coherent when you meet them. Uriah Faber came to one of the wrestling camps that I went to. That was actually how I got into MMA. Was Uriah Faber went to this wrestling camp that I went to, and I was kind of like watching boxing and stuff like that. And then Uriah Faber, like, you know, he was like talking to us in like in this meeting room. And he was like, "Oh, have you guys ever seen a WC, bro?" And I was like, "Oh, what the heck? No, I haven't, because I only knew UFC and stuff like that." He goes, "Yeah, man, I fight. You know, I'm like the featherweight champion." And I was like, oh, "Okay, dude, that's cool." And then I actually saw him fight. I was like, "Oh shit, he's actually good." Because like he just came by for the wrestling camp. It was at Riverside, California, and he was Jared just to help us out and stuff. And then he was showing us, and he was talking about his days at UC Davis and about Team Alpha Male. Like, I think he was just there to recruit people, to be honest, because like he was just trying to recruit kids to wrestle and stuff like that. But yeah, he was a cool guy, like super cool guy. I'll never say anything bad about Uriah Faber. Who else have I met? I met a good amount of like smaller time fighters that like I feel like I don't like if I said their names, people would be like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" So like Joe Daddy Stevenson, I met him. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. So, but yeah, no, like a fair share of fight. Like a lot of the Team Alpha Male people. Like I didn't meet Dillashaw. Dillashaw was not there yet. Benavidez was cool, really cool guy. Did not meet Cody Garbrandt. I think he was in high school at that time. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, a lot of cool guys. Jens Pulver, he was a cool guy too. I never had a bad.
Jens Pulver, he does street beefs now. Like I'm an admin on their YouTube page, and
what he does?
Yeah, he's part of the organization. He's not fighting for him, but he helps train some of the street beefs fighters.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
I was gonna
say,
Jens Pulver's doing street beef and he getting his ass kicked by some.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, dude, Jens Pulver, you cannot be losing in street beefs. like I love Pulver, Little Evil. We need a Nate rant on Snyderverse. You hate the Snyderverse?
Oh, it's so bad. It's garbage. It's just terrible. It's funny. Like when they came out with those movies, it's whatever. I'm not gonna like it. Whatever, people can like what they like. It's my problem is more with the fans than the actual films. Like these fans be shitting on everything else but they little Snyder movies. Like they'll hate on the Dark Knight trilogy, although it's really a one movie trilogy. They hate this new Batman movie. They just crying for Snyder. It's like, yo, nobody wants that shit. Go look at the numbers. Like, nobody was watching that shit. Justice League flopped. No one cared about none of that shit. Get over it. Go away. Please and thank you.
I agree. Like, look, the Flash ain't even the draw in his own movie. People are more excited for the fucking cameos, and we don't even know if
literally, yo, they're gonna promote Michael Keaton. Like, and shout out Michael Keaton. That's my favorite, Batman. But he should not be the promotion for a Flash movie. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. We should not be excited to see the guy who plays the Flash on the TV show compared to the guy who plays the movie. Come on, man. Brock ran at UFC 100 was a classic. Agreed.
Yep.
You think FTR is indecisive about signing with WWE as a welcome back? I just think FTR is one of those. They're those guys that just care about legacy. They just want to care about being known as like they take this shit to heart, which is cool. You always need those passionate people in the wrestling business that actually take it a little bit more serious. I feel like what would help FTR if they separated that and they just said, hey, just separate ourselves from it a little bit. Let's not take it so seriously. The thing with FTR is this. If they want to talk about making legacy, just being real here, you can go ahead and win the IWGP heavyweight titles a bajillion times, AEW tag titles a bajillion times, AAA, PWA, PWG, TNA, whatever titles you want to win. It don't matter because at the end of the day, WWE is where legacies are made. And that's just the fact. Like, look at Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it is what it is. Not to shit on wrestling,
It's
as far as outside of WWE, it's just, a fact, man. Like, you can wrestle all over and it's great for hardcore fans, but for the everyday fan, your legacy is solidified in WWE. It shouldn't be that way, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's sad that it's like that, but it's true. Because, like, look at Cody Rhodes. Everyone was booing him, saying we're sick and tired of Cody. We don't want the Codyverse and everything like that. Dude comes back like at WrestleMania, and everyone's like, "Oh, he should be Roman Reigns." Like, now they love him again. So it's like that's just how it is. Like, legacies are made in WWE. What you accomplish within that system that a lot of people say that is a hard system to overcome. That's more impressive than getting your own way into independence where you can politic there. And one of the reasons why FTR even has such an advantage of booking and everything like that is why? Because they're former WWE talent that a lot of people believe WWE used miscorrectly. Like, I'll give the Young Bucks this. I don't like them, but those guys are self-made boys. Like,
they're self-made. I mean, you've seen one match, you've seen them all, but they're self-made. I'm not big fans of theirs. Their matches are just a little too ridiculous for me, but they're self-made. I'll give them that. I mean, they were Generation Me once upon a time ago and turned that around.
Uncle Eric did make them too. I'll give Uncle Eric that distinction as well. Thoughts on Nick Khan wanting to spam stadium shows?
Payday.
It makes sense. Like, I like. Here's the thing. Stadium shows are good because now you don't have to wait till a big name pay-per-view to throw on a big match. Like, say, for example, you want to do Roman Reigns versus John Cena 3? Cool. You can do that at Money in the Bank. You can do that at WrestleMania Backlash because it's at a stadium show that makes sense for you to have that type of match. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, you don't have to hold off until SummerSlam. Like, a lot of the people who fantasy book nowadays need to stop fantasy booking for the big four pay-per-views and understand that, premium live events. Understand WWE now wants to make it where every premium live event feels like a big deal, and it starts with these stadium shows. Look, it doesn't here's the thing with Errol Spence, and I talked about it earlier with Errol Spence in the stream. It doesn't matter if he's only selling half of the Dallas Cowboys stadium. Guess what? A lot of people sometimes only sell half of the Dallas Cowboys stadium.
Half is 40,000, by the way. That's an impressive number.
That's a huge number. Yes, exactly. Like, I don't care what anyone says. WWE, if they can get at least 40 to 60,000 for a premium live event, it's a big success. And everyone will say, well, what about the ticket prices? If they're $10 tickets that are so cheap, trust me, like, you can do the math all you want. You can look at football games and compare the prices. It's the same shit. That, like, literally the New York Giants were able to operate a full season just fine, and they were selling tickets for like $1 at one point.
Yeah, what's it worth? Sorry, all my New Yorkers. It is what it is. We hate the Giants over here. How about them Cowboys? Yes, sir.
Well, they're the New Jersey Giants, along with the New Jersey.
Hey! We're not gonna do that to my state. No. We ain't doing that. We don't claim them.
They play Rutherford, East Rutherford.
Yeah, they do. So the Jets.
Tyson Fury, after beating Wilder in a trilogy, I don't think anyone in the heavyweight of today would have beaten him. Let's be real. Who, Tyson Fury?
Which one, Wilder or Fury? Put it in the comments what you say. Nobody would have beat Wilder or Fury.
Okay.
The heavyweights of today, like the crop of guys today. Let me know what you think.
Thoughts on Mike? Well, for me, it's like, who was the fat Mexican that knocked out Joshua? I think he could do it well.
Oh, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, I think Fury would over like do like his little head thing, and Ruiz would pop him. Why not? Thoughts on Mike Tyson's airport scuffle? Stupid people play stupid games.
Why are you fucking with Mike Tyson? Leave that man alone. He's smoking on the good stuff now, trying to be a calm individual, and people still messing with that man. You're gonna get knocked out.
Degenerate Strong on. That's disrespectful. to Wilder. Wilder was knocking out people. Bomb Squad. He was the most charismatic guy in boxing at one point.
Yep. Yeah. Relax, my boy. Relax.
A-Dub is overrated. Yeah. You won't
Yep,
get it.
I agree. I like it though. I watch it, but it was very much so overrated.
Does this New Japan AEW show feel less special because half of the roster has already fought each other in New Japan? That's what I've been saying, but I don't know.
How dare you speak out against the forbidden door?
Like, that's what I'm saying too. I've been saying that since like the jump. I'm like, man, I've already seen this before. Like what's the difference? Like, oh, it's now in the States. Like, okay. I can't wait till JR just hates every match and he's just like, what are we going? Remember when Wrestling Jesus went to war against the entire YWC, man?
Of course, I remember. I was there. People, look, man. Chase,
bro.
you was there back then. We was wild people back then, man. I'm so glad all that stuff is deleted off here because, boy, I was running crazy on YouTube. Wrestling Jesus, that's my man's from back in the day. We did the we did the YWC Holocaust. That word Holocaust is a horrible word, but the point of it was to make people think we were quote unquote attacking YouTube, but we really weren't. We were trying to get people to make videos. And I remember the Lex man went ape shit about it before he blocked me all those years ago. But when it was enough, when he did the 9/11 crew, that's like I was like, all right, now we're going too far, and that's when I sort of distanced myself from the whole thing. But yeah, Wrestling Jesus, that's my boy from way back. Funny story, little tidbit. When he did that burial marathon, I don't know if people remember that when he did the 24-hour burial marathon. I gave him the idea for that. And that first video he did on Spitternet is all-time classic. So shouts out to Wrestling Jesus. I don't know if he's still active. I haven't spoken to him.
I talk to him on Facebook all the time.
Oh, you do? Yeah. I haven't spoken to him in like 5 years. Not
I'm trying to get him on this. I want him to get him on this, but he seems to only do stuff with General Jerry.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on A-Rod? I've been watching some videos on YouTube. I didn't know guy was such a heel. Alex Rodriguez is now the new owner of the Timberwolves, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, he's a Yankee, so there's my thoughts. Signed a Mets fan.
He was a piece of shit player.
I hate him and get I'm not going to turn this into because there's probably some New Yorkers in here. He's from New Jersey and he hates them. Where's he at? No, we're not doing that.
So I heard we're getting Punk versus Heyman. Is that too early for a Punk title shot or let alone title reign? It's too late. He should have gone.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a CM Punk guy, but I think AEW's weakness is they don't have like making Kenny Omega to work. Look, man, I might want to get into a Kenny Omega rant tonight, but it's like they need somebody with a real name to have the title belt. So maybe that would do good. Although, he's real bland now, CM Punk, in my humble opinion.
No, we just need angry Punk again. Just tell him that he won't main event Mania. Let's just get that, dude. Or tell CM Punk you owe me a favor, and he'll be like, I do it all the time, Vince. You missed the last Q&A. I had Amir on, and I was all like, Amir, who would be worse on a 20-year contract, CM Punk or Bret Hart? And he's like, man, I hate that's such a good fucking question.
Amir was on here. He didn't even let me know. Wow, I got to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it was funny because I was like, who would be worse on a 20-year contract, CM Punk or Bret Hart? He's like, man, dude, it would suck, but like, Bret would stay and he would just bitch and moan about it. CM Punk, we know he would walk out at least.
Phillip Brooks would be horrible.
But no, I think it's a little bit too late, and I think the title reign should come soon. But I see AEW once again just relying on Hangman Page. I think Page might beat him at Double or Nothing, sadly. CM Punk opens the show every week because he's got to work with mid-card Page. CPZ hates Hangman Page. I'm a Hangman fan, but yeah, his title reign has not been the best.
He's whatever to me. I don't see it. I don't see what people see. He's whatever to me.
He's just like, I tell people, it's like there's something missing, but I think it's just a good heel run. I think once he turns heel, he'll be fine. CM Punk, no lie, has been cringe since his UFC beatdown. He ain't cool anymore since we all know he can't. Yeah, I mean, there's no lie in that because CM Punk's whole theme in WWE was like that, like, oh, he could do an MMA. He trains MMA, like, Favorite years in WWE, both of y'all, post Attitude Era. Oh man.
Well, the Attitude Era officially ended to me in like '02. I think 18 is like the end of the Attitude Era. Some
Yeah,
people say 17, but '01 was still there. So post Attitude Era, SmackDown '03. I think 2008 was actually a very good year for WWE.
yeah.
2008 and
Pay-per-views were good
'03.
too.
Those 2 years. Not '04, not '05. Oh God, not '06. Not '07. No, God, '07. '07's a real bad year, minus like WrestleMania that year. Like, yeah, '08, '03. Man, shout out like SmackDown in like '09. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 08's a good year. My favorite year probably is like in more recent terms was like 2014. No, not 2014. Late 2013. Going into WrestleMania 30, 2014. I just liked everything about it. Like the Daniel Bryan stuff was fun. You know, talking about wrestling was more fun. Batista was coming back. Randy Orton was actually having a really good run.
That's when he
Cena,
was holding both of them belts, right?
yeah, both of the
Yeah.
belts, and then he cashed in on Bryan. So yeah, I don't know if I ask you guys, but what are your thoughts on Lucha Underground? I was never really like the biggest fan of Lucha Underground because,
Oh, really? Wow.
well, because like as a wrestling show, like I thought the wrestling, like,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah, like TV show wise, it was great, but
I
like,
loved Lucha Underground. It was so creative. I'm like, yes, like this is up my alley. But as far as the wrestling bell to bell, I see what you're saying. But as far
yeah,
as like the promos, oh man, Lucha Underground was on some other shit.
like the best match of Lucha Underground's time was actually like the first episode where it was Ricochet versus. By the way, yes, Prince Puma was Ricochet. I don't know if anyone knew that, but oh shit,
Finger Boy,
huh?
Finger Boy.
Yeah,
No,
Finger Boy, dude. That I hate to say that, but ever since I saw that video, every time I see him, that's all I think about. It's the worst. I fucking can't look at Ricochet anymore because I'm like, dude, why the fuck? Because someone's like, yo, you want to see something crazy? I'm like, yeah, and then it was fucking Ricochet fingering himself, and I was like, the fuck is this?
and he raked somebody in the eye on the Raw. I'm like, oh, I'm out of here. Nah, you know where that finger's been. Mm-mm.
But no, yeah, story like, dude, I love Dario Cuarto. He's still continuing the same character in MLW. I love it. But it's just the wrestling was just very goofy, man. Like it just wasn't consistent for my liking. Like it was like a hard watch wrestling wise, but entertainment wise, television show wise, and character wise, top notch. Top notch.
Facts.
But like I said, the best match is probably its like first episode, which was Ricochet versus Morrison or Johnny Mundo at that time.
Johnny Mundo.
Remember the McMahon storyline versus HBK and God? Yeah, and Triple H got mad. He was like,
So ridiculous. That was just ridiculous. It was funny though, but I felt good. I'm like, damn, I'm laughing at like God. What's wrong with me? Like it was so stupid.
Vince beat him in a match though.
Yeah, of course.
God was too afraid to go face against. That's how stupid Vince thinks, but it's like hilarious too. It's so weird looking back at Edgy's storyline, dude. Sometimes when I watch back like old WWE, I'm like the Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie storyline. How the fuck did that get on?
Ooh, oh, I love that. Oh man, that
storyline.
was great stuff.
Or even worse, freaking Big Show is crying at his dad's funeral. Here goes Big Boss Man. And your dad is dead.
That was so fucked up when he was on top of the hearse and fell off. Like, look, man.
Dude.
Why they do that in Big Show, man? They treat him like a hoe.
Oh man. Would it be funny if Adam Page loses the title to Adam Cole only for CM Punk to come out and beat Cole for the title? I wouldn't want to do that to Adam Cole, to be honest, because he's like one of the few acts that's actually just like over for no reason. Tekken 8. Oh, that's coming out. I thought that got delayed again. Guess it's coming out.
Let's go.
Do you feel AEW cooled off a little bit on Darby Allin? I think they're just waiting for Sting to win the world title. I think yeah,
let's go. Well, let's make that happen. Shout out Darby Allin. No, I like him. He's different.
I feel like with Darby, it's just one of those things where it's like, he's at it. They kind of know where he's at. He doesn't need a title to be relevant within the company. He just kind of has to have his music play, which is a good thing because like
as soon as that song hits, that pop, I'm like, wow, these guys really like this dude. I'm like,
yeah, him and Hook don't really need championship belts to be relevant. They can kind of just come out and do their thing, and that's I always tell people I think that's way more important than being a wrestler that needs a title. Like if you need a title for me to care about you, I don't think you're that good, to be honest. Would it be funny? Oh, I guess we saw this one. Oh, defend my honor. Oh, I think that's what he was trying to say. Like, do to defend my honor, like Hulk Hogan did. No,
That would be hilarious. That actually would be hilarious.
All mainstream wrestling is mid. Yep, it is.
Yeah.
2012 TNA is goated, in my opinion. What happened in 2012? What was Bound for
That
Glory?
Aces and Eights? No, that's before
No,
Aces and Eights.
that's before,
What's the year Dixie went through the tables? That 2013 and then
2014.
Madison and Hammerstein. Yeah, that was a huge deal when she went through the table. I'll never forget that.
Bound for Glory 2012. I'm going to look at this wonderful card.
It's Bound for Glory 2012 when Hogan was like Bobby Roode. You know, you're not ready yet, brother.
That's actually, I believe,
was that
2011.
Yeah,
2011. Yeah, because he went on the radio show saying, "Oh, Bobby Roode ain't ready, brother. He ain't ready for the big time, dude."
I fuck with you, Hogan. You know, and I forgive you for what you said because I have a whole take on that. But besides that, you know, that was the wrong call. Bobby Roode should have won. He should have won.
That
was a bad call.
Bound for Glory 2012 is actually pretty good. Rob Van Dam won the X Division title against Zema Ion.
Shout out Zema Ion. That was my guy back in the day.
He's still wrestling. He's on NXT 2.0.
Yeah, I gotta watch that show.
He's Joaquin Wild of Legado del Fantasma. That's actually a good faction. Yeah, Santos Escobar is such a star. I love that guy. Samoa Joe defeated our good boy Magnus, Nick Aldis.
Yuck. Oh, that would have been a match. I would have, Actually, I think I skipped it. I hated Magnus back in the day, and I've never been a Samoa Joe fan.
Remember when he used to come out with the fucking, like, he came out with the actual like the Roman helmet and stuff like that? He's like, I'm Magnus.
Bro, when that British Invasion song used to play, used to be like Rock and Rave Infection. That's when I would literally turn the channel from TNA. Those two things.
You didn't like Douglas Williams?
You know what's funny about Douglas Williams? I actually thought he was funny. I thought his style of anti-spots, for X Division wrestler was actually entertaining. But them as a team,
he was the first like modern gimmick when the wrestling was going high flying, like no high flying. Like he was like the first gimmick to do that.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting take. I like that finishing move he had. Oh, that was a great finishing move.
James Storm and Robert Roode's street fight happened here with King Mo as a special guest enforcer.
King Mo, Jesus Christ!
I don't know how this match made it on pay-per-view, but this sounds terrible. Joey Ryan defeated Al Snow. Since Ryan won, he received a
Joey Ryan. What a disgusting human being. I was against him from the beginning, by the way, when he was doing that dick spot shit. I was against that.
I hated it. And everyone's like, you just gotta see the humor. I don't see the humor of grabbing some guy's dick and acting
exactly. That's not funny to me. Like when he was in TNA before he went that far, he was just like the sleazy porn star. I was like, okay, it's sort of funny. But once he went that far, I'm like, nah, this is different. This is weird.
He did the spot once. Fine. Like no big deal. It was funny once, that's fine. But once he relied on it, it was like so like I don't know, man. Then you're asking women to do that spot. Kind of sus, bro. Chavo and Hernandez defeated Bad Influence and AJ Styles and Kurt Angle for the TNA tag title. What the fuck?
I like Bad Influence.
I love that.
That was Daniels and Kazarian, right?
Yeah. Tara defeated Miss Tessmacher for the women's title.
Ooh, Miss Tessmacher, boy.
Brooke Adams.
Oh, that was a beautiful person to look at back in the day.
Oh, so Aces and Eights, Doc and Nux. Doc being Luke Gallows and Nux being Mike Knox. Taking on Knox. King. This is where Devon was revealed as one of the members. And as a result, the Ace and Eights gained full access to the Impact Zone. And then Jeff Hardy defeated Austin Aries.
Austin Aries. I remember one time I was watching Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore. Shout out that promotion. I liked it because I'm a big ECW fan, so I definitely had it had ECW vibes. However, there was this one episode I watched and Austin Aries cut like a 40-minute promo of, him telling the truth and being a vegan, and I couldn't believe how long that promo went on. Horrible promo.
Man,
shout out Austin Aries.
Sounds like the promos that he cuts during Control Your Narrative. Uh, to be fair, TNA from 05 to 08 was still must see. Oh yeah, dude.
Not 09? Come on, man. You gotta when they had Desmond Wolf, that was must see TV. Come on, man.
Why do people hate WWE in 06 but don't say much about 07 negating the Benoit disaster? 07, they're kind of rebuilding, and then Benoit kind of ruined it. They were kind of rebuilding some of the bullshit that they were doing. Like Shawn Michaels was in a serious role again. You just accepted the fact that Cena was going to be the face of the company. Batista was still around. Undertaker found like a second wind, and he was like wrestling like
Probably had stem cell. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like Randy Orton was done. Like he was still a menace, but he was done like getting into serious trouble enough to be somewhat consistent on TV. So 07 was doing fine. It was just 06 was trash, man. Like you threw away all the storylines just for what, you know?
Not to mention, there's a lot of Benoit defenders out there, so they're not going to go in like they should, which is ridiculous to me.
Cena was a top draw. Even Triple H's political. No, I don't care. Triple H should have just.
Nope. Get that out of here.
Like, look, if Triple H beats Cena and Cena actually has an obstacle that he has to overcome within a year because he has to like give Triple H a year-long title reign. People already hate Triple H. They're not going to switch the channel because they want to see Triple H lose. Because Triple H was a good heel that people wanted to watch lose. Cena wasn't a good face that people wanted to watch win. But if you gave Cena actual obstacles for him to overcome, not just him being champion, having to keep his belt, it would have worked out better. That's all.
Like Umaga, that Umaga match was something special with Cena.
Yeah, exactly. And people wanted to see Cena win because they were like, "Oh shit! Like this Umaga guy, he's unstoppable." You know. Only thing WWE did that was entertaining in 06 was their ECW reboot till December.
You know, it's funny. I'm gonna be that guy to defend that show. Sort of like if people go back and watch that show today, it's actually a funny show to watch. It's
I thought you meant like as a good show. I was like, oh
no. It's just
funny. Yes, it is funny. I'm not gonna deny that. You know, I always tell people it's not the worst chamber. Like everyone says, oh, that's the worst chamber. I'm like, did you guys not watch SummerSlam 03 where Triple H was injured? And like everyone else was like knowing that they were going to get eliminated by Goldberg. Like Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels were poo-poo faced throughout that whole match. They were not trying at all. They were like, well, Goldberg's just going to eliminate us anyways and stuff like that. And so Goldberg came, eliminated everyone, and then Triple H injured was like barely like, yeah, that was the worst.
I hated that match so much.
Who was a better wrestler, Chris Jericho or Christian Cage? That's a tough question. It depends on.
Wow. Oh wow! I'm gonna say Christian Cage.
Yeah, I was gonna say Christian. He can kind of do every match. Like Jericho, like it's like he's probably like better technically than Christian, but like overall wise, Christian can match up with every style. And like Christian doesn't disappoint in dream matches. Like Jericho had so many flops with like AJ and Punk and stuff like that.
God, horrible matches.
Dean Ambrose,
and then some of his matches in AEW. Look, man, Christian has aged like fine wine. When Jericho, I mean,
I think Christian's Kenny's best match, in my opinion. Just saying.
Yeah, that says a lot because he's horrible.
The Rampage match, like the one where he won the Impact title?
Impact title. Yeah. He did that Unpretty or Kill Switch, and that in a way, it was a good match, very good match.
Thoughts on Edge's new faction, Judgment Day, and who do you think will join the faction? I got Ciampa and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, it makes sense. I like it, and that makes sense.
I mean, it's the best way to get Edge on TV. Like, you need to get Edge on TV, but the thing with Edge is that he don't want to wrestle. He's like, Vince, you want me to wrestle? No. Let me to get out of here with that. Like, Edge wrestles when he wants to wrestle, which is good. The thing is, it's a good faction for Edge. It gives a rub to Damian Priest. It gives a rub to maybe Ciampa. I don't know how. Look, I don't feel like there needs to be any women in this faction. I don't see how they benefit. 2010 TNA is hella entertaining. Yeah, you and Nate.
Salute to you. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, you diss the Cowboys later on, but so for this, salute you. But for that, nah.
Ace and Nate's had the mid card and Jobber Village of a stable, dude. There was enhancement talent. They're not even mid card. It wasn't even like at that time. People thought Doc just because CM Punk said his name in a shoot promo, everyone loved Doc Gallows. Speaking of Taz, does he still hold a grudge with WWE? I believe so. I don't know. I haven't heard Taz talk about WWE that much, to be honest. I know he just
Yeah, I don't know.
he just butchers stuff on AEW Dark Elevation, and they tape that shit. So I don't know how they fucking butchered that. Chasing, it's Nate. It's not Nick. It's Nate.
I'm Nick Gage. Yeah, I'm Nick Gage. Yep.
Oh, you're Nick Gage? Oh, damn. I didn't know. How's David Arquette doing?
He's still bleeding. Still bleeding. He got in the ring with the wrong one. I'm telling you.
Chasing Nate's thoughts on Joe Gacy from his entrance theme to the other side in his career. He hasn't seen 2.0 yet, but I like Joe Gacy. It's a funny gimmick. It's like maybe Bray Wyatt if Bray Wyatt wasn't all oogly boogly. And so,
oh God, don't get me started on Bray Wyatt. I was ahead of the time with that, Chase. You know.
Yeah. I defended Wyatt because I was just like, oh, I like his character. And then I saw him wrestle and I said, dude, this guy's ass.
10 years ago, I was on that Bray Wyatt his ass train. So choo-choo, motherfucker.
So the Forbidden Door pay-per-view is a real thing. Yes, Venom Hernandez. Where you been? Under a rock or something? No, I'm just kidding. People hate Russo so much, but he booked a lot of their favorite shit. But I'm told this guy's the worst thing ever. Yep.
Yeah, you preaching. Go, you preaching to the choir.
People are like, just because Eric Bischoff hates current AEW, everyone's like, Eric, you suck. It's like, yeah, okay, you say you suck, and yet you'll still wear an NWO t-shirt.
Bischoff is responsible for why wrestling made it out of the 90s. People need to show respect. And shout out to Vince Russo. I like Vince Russo too. He's done a lot of stupid things, but a lot of the greatest shit came from Russo. I'm a Vince Russo defender on a lot of things. Shout out Vince Russo.
Good night, Jack Cameron said you have a good one. Young King says, for me, the most marketable people in WWE are Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair, Braun Breaker, and Damian Priest. Priest is actually pretty marketable. Yeah, he has a good voice. He's friends with Bad Bunny too.
A lot of people don't like Damian Priest online. I noticed that. I'm not, it's interesting.
I feel like it's just the look. He has a good look to him. It's like one of those looks that you can actually like. Did the episode of Braun Breaker and Joe Gacy gave you flashbacks to when Rick Steiner got abducted by the Druid? No, give me flashbacks of Hogan going to the Dungeon of Doom, which I personally love.
That's like top 3 funniest Hogan shit of all time, along with, I know y'all remember this. Do y'all remember when he gave Abyss his Hall of Fame ring and that promo he cut? That's the greatest.
I know I hate 2010 TNA, but I love the Hall of Fame ring and how like that gave Abyss powers. Like that shit was so funny to me.
This is what gave me power for my career. Everything I love, and the power is yours. And Abyss is like, like, oh my God, this is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
I always love the Dungeon of Doom. He goes to the water, he goes, it's not hot. It's like, what did you expect the water to be hot? Like, what's going on? I love Dungeon of Doom Hogan. Yeah, Mandy Rose is on the list. Roxy is from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Yep. Do you think AEW should push Powerhouse Hobbs? Tony Khan does not like that skin complexion. So maybe I'm just saying they don't. But no, this should. He's a very good, talented guy. I think he's still a little bit raw. This is where AEW would, like, I don't know, like they have all these wrestlers wrestle on Dark. Make like a Dark Championship. I know that sounds terrible calling it the Dark Championship, but make like a championship for that brand. So like, I don't know, like do something else, like just so that way they have something, like just so they have something. Or he would be fine as Ring of Honor TV champ. I don't know why you gave it to Samoa Joe. Like I don't see the benefit in that. So now that Eli Drake has Mansoor recruit, what the fuck? When did this happen? He just recruits
Eli Drake. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
He's now LA Knights. Nate, how does Moon Knight compare to the Marvel Netflix shows in your opinion?
It's a very, very, very good show. I was wrong. I didn't think that Disney would be able to make a good show, especially with it being TV 14. I was wrong. I think it would have been better as a Netflix show because it would be MA and it would be more than 6 episodes. However, this is a phenomenal show. I love the tone, the vibe, the acting. It's a great show. Where does it compare to other ones? Well, it's not better than Punisher. It's not better than Daredevil, but it's better than everything else.
Oh, okay. Better than
me.
Jessica Jones season 1?
Yeah, I'm not a I didn't care for Jessica Jones. Yeah, I didn't care. I liked the first season of Luke Cage. That second one was horrible to me, and everything else was just
See, Janet Sharongun knows all these people from all these companies. He was thirsting over Nikita Lyons before everyone else was. Women of Wrestling. I didn't even know that was a thing still. But yeah, I like I said, I like 2.0. You know, like that's my most unpopular wrestling opinion. Now, I'm not saying it's the greatest thing I've ever seen, but I don't know. It's just like Raw and SmackDown kind of feel the same. Like SmackDown, I only really watch for Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, and then Raw, it's just like whatever Cody and Randy and Seth Rollins are doing, I kind of pay attention to. And then
I know
AEW,
Seth Rollins, very underappreciated.
yeah, very underappreciated. Same with Bianca. I'll watch what Bianca's doing on Raw. But then it's like AEW is like I'll watch Dynamite, but it's more of just like it's just because it's like one of the only full shows I'll actually watch. I don't even touch Rampage. You can tell me like literally like you can literally tell me that CM Punk may like die on Rampage, and I still won't watch it. Like you can tell me like, oh yeah, dude, Kenny Omega is gonna face John Moxley in an exploding scaffold match, and I still won't watch it. I'll be like, okay, that's cool. Like, like, dude, I didn't like. I was not even like people were like, guys, Suzuki and Daniel Bryan are gonna wrestle on Rampage buy-in, and I'm like, that's cool. You guys can watch the Rampage buy-in. I'll sit here and enjoy Friday night another way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I like 2.0. I think 2.0 is just not bad. Like, it's not the greatest, but like. It's like stupid 90s wrestling mixed with like ruthless aggression era ring style. That's the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna tap in. No, I'm gonna tap in.
Yeah, like I say don't start. Like this is where I say to start 2.0. Watch after Stand and Deliver, and then you'll kind of get that. That's when they start introducing newer people. You can watch a little bit before Stand and Deliver, but don't watch when it first happened because it's such a weird transition because it's still Triple H and Kyle Shitty is there still and Machine Gun Kelly says he'll be done making rock music and return to making rap music. Good for him.
That's sad. Rock music needs more current bands or current acts to do stuff because right now, and I ain't got no problem with that. You know, I love all rock, but right now the old guys are selling out all the stadium shows, the Def Leppers, the Motley Crues, you know, that they're selling out everything, which is good for them. But it's like, you know, no new bands are getting that popularity. So I understand his album was like ranked #1 when it came out on iTunes and stuff. So he should have stayed doing rock music. We need more current rock music. And trust me, rap don't need no damn Machine Gun Kelly. We need way better rappers than that.
And CPZ's with you. He loved Abyss's Hall of Fame ring power. TNA has some fun, dude. This is the one thing I always will say: when AEW is bad, it's just bad. But when TNA was bad, it was magical. It was
magical.
You would talk about how bad it was for like 24 hours, 48 hours. Like remember when like James Storm super kicked Robert Roode through the steel cage and lost the TNA match?
Oh, that was so bad. I remember when James Storm, didn't he like throw Mickey James in like a train thing and killed her?
Yeah, he pushed her from a train and killed her.
Oh god!
He killed Mickey James and she came back to life. Oh, TNA. There was no explanation either. She just came back and James was like, I thought I killed you. And
he pulled the Ultimate Warrior Hogan. I thought you were dead.
That's yeah. Nate touched on that. What's worse, Sammy Guevara no selling a ladder bump on barbed wire or Leo Rush getting powerbomb with the ladder to a table to a no sell? I don't even remember this. Leo Rush still wrestling? Like
I heard he got signed and he's, you know, rapping, quote unquote rapping. So
Leo Rush's career gets signed somewhere. It's like, oh, cool, Leo Rush is signed.
Then he's done in a month that he's back, or he's done in a month that he's back, and he's done in a month.
He's probably a big wrestling what if, in my personal opinion, which I wish I didn't have to say about Leo Rush. Very good guy, very good talent. It's just a what if, you know, like what if he like stayed consistent? What if like he never had those locker room issues with WWE? Like not his fault. I'm just saying, what if that never happened? What if this happened? What if he just stayed consistent? Did you see the video of Austin Aries way before CIM BS when he gets booed from Philly on his independent wrestling pro return? No. Is it just me or does Austin Aries have the look up? How dare you?
Yeah, what? Wow. We can't say that.
What the? Why would we disrespect Robert Downey Jr. comparing him to Austin Aries? Sandman is returning.
Yeah, I seen that. Well, I'm an ECW guy and I like the old people. So hey, it's lit. Sandman, he always looked old. So hey, it was good young Hollywood in the building, man. We chilling, talking some wrestling, boxing, all that, going crazy. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, my brother.
Nothing much, man. Yeah, we just answered all these questions before we gotta go to bed and sleep. Hey, man, if I
Pardon me
made
while
10
I
million,
blaze.
hey, if I made $10 million getting killed in a boxing ring, I'll never work again right after, so the money's worth it. Yeah, but we poor, so of course we're gonna say that shit.
And they ain't gonna make 10. It's more like 5. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I'll take the 5 too.
Dana White will put a Montreal screw job when Oliveira overpowers Connor with his offensive submissions.
Yes, sir, young Hollywood. He's telling him to go run that CWS. Yes, sir. And XW. Make sure y'all do that. For y'all that like wrestling, check me out. Call CWS Forever. We got spots open to join. Hit me up, man. Y'all gonna like what you see. We just put out a huge show.
Is Young
4K.
Hollywood Vaughn? Because he
Yes.
had a
Yes.
banger of a match. He had a banger of a match on CWS,
Yep.
man.
Vaughn Hollywood, top ranked heavyweight championship versus Rudo. Crazy match.
It was
He
one of
came
the
out to the craziest entrance of all time, Phil Collins. A lot of people said that put chills down their spine. So for y'all that know what call is of virtual wrestling, check me out. See you want to join. I promise you it's fun. Ask Chase. He just finished watching the show today. Chase, tell him what you think. You ain't got to hear it from me. I ain't got to sell you. Y'all must have forgot.
So Nate edited probably one of the. It's like a really good edited show. So you'll look at the runtime. It's like 4 hours long. Don't let the runtime scare you. Just watch the beginning of it. The first 10 minutes will have you hooked. And I didn't even realize that the first like hour and a half or the first couple hours was an undercard. I thought this was the whole pay-per-view, but no, Nate treats this like a boxing event. And so it's a fun way to watch wrestling. It's different. A lot of effort goes into this. There's not a single edit that's bad. He makes watching. I don't know if he plays the matches or how he does.
I do. Yeah, I play the matches.
Well, he makes the matches just fun to watch. He edits them in a way that feels like you're actually watching a real match. The arena looks like it's like a custom arena where it's like super modded out. I really just liked how it was edited and put together, and just overall the fact of the promos were pretty solid for the most part. I'm not really too familiar with a lot of the characters, so like I don't really have like a favorite character, but I watched pretty much the whole 4-hour show in 2 different days, and I feel like you guys can do the same thing. Very well edited. If you understand some of the lore, because I understood a little bit, so I understood like some twists and turns that happen here or there, but the way that Nate presents it, and he commentates the whole show too, which is crazy to me.
I go crazy. I'd be having a good time on commentary, cracking myself up.
Yeah, so he commentates the whole show and he's doing everything too. So once you see the presentation, you all will be blown away, because you'll be like, what the heck? This is just a car show, and you guys got to watch it. Honestly, just give it at least 10-15 minutes. And if you're not hooked by like minute 15, something's wrong with your like enjoyment sensory. Just being honest, because like you have to find a way to get like the effort is just there. Like the effort is just beautiful. It's just like one of those things where it's just like this guy literally took a lot of time to make this show, and he could have half-assed it. And I've seen many calls that were half-assed. There is no half-ass.
Oh, YWF.
I don't want to say it live on air, but sure.
I'm joking, y'all. I'm joking. Don't kill me. I gotta bring some controversy. If you know me, you know me. God damn it.
Sometimes Chronix and Marco are watching from afar. By the way, Marco, fuck your Grizzlies.
Shouts out Chronix. I mess with you, Chronix heavy. I think you should tap in with your boy. Come over to the dark side. You know what they say?
Is YWF still a thing?
Nah, because I heard they ran out their most popular superstar and we signed him. And, ever since then, they've been looking down while we've been chasing the crown. But hey, y'all heard the man Chase, man. It's a great show. Anybody can join. So hit me up. Yes, sir.
No, I'm being that serious. You guys should just definitely at least give it somewhat of a like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give it a chance. Like what I'm saying? Like, you got to give it a chance. You can't just like be like, okay, I'll watch it. No, like sit there, actually watch the show and be all like, oh wow, like what the fuck? Like you like Bond just said in the thing, it realistically it feels it's real. Like that's what I got from it too. Like it felt like it was an actual like event presented in for pay-per-view.
Check this out. I'm about to drop the link in the comments if that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
See, we get permission. You gotta get permission for you to do that in somebody's chat. So this is my channel. I'm dropping. This is my other channel, but CWS Forever's where it's at. Yeah, Jagon King. You love sitting back watching the argument, don't you? Me and Ty going at it.
Jagon King's an instigator. I'll say that.
Me and Ty have been going at it since like 2010, bro. We always gonna argue. This is what it is.
What do you think of Ty's horny gimmick? Like it's hit or miss sometimes.
It's not even a gimmick anymore.
I still think it's a gimmick.
well, you know, he's going to a different level. Like when he was doing the Sarah J stuff, and you know, yeah, that was one thing. But now he's making these tweets with all the male porn stars. I'm like, what's with this guy? Like he going crazy.
The first time he ever did that, I was like, God damn, this kid's hilarious. And then he kept doing it. I was like, oh wait, he's actually serious. Yeah, I've seen multi-man MMA fights. Not a fan.
I think it's just too much going on, but I mean, it's unique. I tell you that much.
What was it about Psycho Sid that fans loved? He managed to get fans to turn on Shawn Michaels, and fans even booed Hulk Hogan when he eliminated Sid from the Rumble. Sid was just very charismatic.
I liked Sid as a kid, man. He looked different.
So for the Hulk Hogan thing, it's a little bit different. Sid was he just stood out at that time, and it was just one of those things where people kind of wanted something new. The Shawn Michaels thing, that was because dirt sheets were finally like sick and tired of Shawn Michaels BS and stuff. And then let's not forget, Shawn Michaels literally was such a dick to Vader, and so that's when people were like, nope. You were a dick to Leone, who's one of the nicest dudes in the whole sport. Fuck Shawn Michaels. So the Shawn Michaels hit pieces were coming out. I know a lot of people say, ooh, wrestling Twitter was around, but there was a thing called wrestling Twitter. It was called forum boards, message boards. Like
hotlines.
You used to call the phone to hear the rumors. And so people were hearing the rumors of Shawn Michaels being a dick and asshole. And so Psycho Sid, very likable guy, doesn't really piss anyone off. He's just not good good in the ring. So, you know,
good dude, love softball. I like Sid.
Yeah, I don't hate Sid. Sid's hilarious, man. But yeah, Shawn Michaels, it was just that this guy was being exposed per se of what a piece of shit he was back then. Raw was good, for what I saw. Here's the thing, Ronan. I'm gonna let you know. I don't watch full episodes of Raw. Watch YouTube clips. I can't watch 3 hours of mediocre wrestling. Now 4 hours of CWS, that's entertaining. That's not mediocre. That's good shit. That's someone putting in time and fucking effort into something.
You heard the man. XWE is the same way too. Shouts out to XWE.
I'll XWE for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great episode. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm gonna link you on Twitter.
All right, I'll check it out for sure. But yeah, like the thing is this. I'm not watching 3 hours. I just watch YouTube Raw. I'll watch Randy Orton's Celebration in full. I'll find ways to watch it, but I don't watch full episodes of Raw. I just don't. It's just shit. Like I was watching just to see if Cody was going to come out. Like that's how bad it was. Some guy from Jacksonville got me excited. What was the controversy on Glovegate and Tyson Fury?
Oh, Lord. Well, Ronan, you asked the right guy, so I'm going to try to give you the quick summary of it. If you go look at his gloves in the second Wilder fight, even first one, you're going to notice they flop around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A puncher's glove is made with horsehair. Tyson Fury's sparring partners have come out and said that he pads him down and pushes him up in his glove so his bare knuckle comes to the forefront of the glove, which is illegal in boxing. And that's not an opinion, that's a fact. He did that in the second Wilder fight. And as far as, you know, Wilder being drugged and all the other stuff that was said, you know, none of that can be proven as factual, but I did see the gloves flopping around, and that is illegal in boxing. You're not supposed to be able to whip a jab at somebody and your glove is flopping before you even punch him. Like that means you remove the horsehair from the front of the glove. So that's pretty much what the controversy is about. And it's on video, so you can see it with your own eyes. Like my argument is always, let's say Deontay Wilder would have removed anything from his glove with that punching power. What do you think they would have said? He's trying to kill people. Come on.
Prince 66 just came back from AEW. It's gonna motivate him to train harder. Hey man, that's sick, dude.
Salute,
Hopefully,
man. Good luck. Hey, it's a hard business to make it in. I know plenty of people who try to do it and, keep pushing, stay motivated,
my man
get
Rikishi
your
my ass.
nutrition right, all that. It's gonna hurt.
Oh
It's
yeah,
tough.
oh yeah.
A lot of
Prince,
politics,
I've been
but
on this. I've been in a lot of good nutrition game right now, man. I've lost a lot of weight, and I'm actually starting 2-a-days tomorrow. So it's one of those things that I know I gotta revamp. I've actually talked to Rikishi, and we've been brainstorming. I'm already politicking with the lead dude.
man, I wish anybody luck. It's not easy at
Yeah,
all. Like it's very hard to do.
I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan, but I do agree the fandom gets toxic and absurd. It's good to have variety.
I like Snyder's other like he's made other great movies. And this is what people do get confused on Twitter when we say like, "Oh, I don't like the Snyderverse." But he made this. Of course he made other great movies. I'm just not a Justice League fan. You know what I'm saying? Or movies like that.
Superman, low-key an overrated hero. No way he is better hero than Daredevil, Spider-Man, Batman, etc. Superman was a symbol. Like, he's not really a hero. He's a symbol.
And it was a product of the times. You have to
Mhm.
realize the 80s, 70s, it was a cheesier time. Like I actually believe, and I'm not a Superman guy at all. Like I'm a Spider, you know me, I'm a Spider-Man guy. However, I think if Superman was done right, he could still be a huge draw. The problem is they keep making him dark, and that's not how you treat Superman. So,
Yeah, like, and people who thinks like, oh, well, a Dark Superman story would be good. It's called Brightburn. It sucked, and that was
yeah.
from like everyone's favorite gun people that made Peacemaker. So, not look. I'm just saying, like, I like the Gun Brothers, but Brightburn sucked, and it was a bad movie. And Superman, like I said, he's a symbol. He's not meant to be a hero. He's a symbol for people to what's it called to look up to say like, oh, there is hope no matter what in dark situations. The problem is that Superman is presented too powerful, and they don't know how to make Superman look weak, beside the fact of, oh, well, his powers are dangerous. Like, no, that's not the whole point. The whole point is that Superman knows how to control his power. It's like people don't get Superman. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
it's like
Exactly.
they try to force narratives about him that are not true. And trust me, the thing is like my mom's the biggest Superman fan you'll ever meet.
Oh, mine too.
Right.
That's usually our parents' favorite. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Like I know all my good friends, he is like the biggest Superman apologist, and he will tell me how like this is what they do for Superman, and he knows. And so like when he says something, like I trust it like gospel. Thoughts on the ECW's New Breed short run? They had a great theme song. That
Good
one
idea, poorly executed, in my opinion.
I miss having a boxing game too, man.
December this year, new game coming out.
Really?
Esports Boxing Club. It's the most realistic boxing experience you'll ever get in a video game. This game was made for boxing purists. Like if you understand boxing, you're going to dominate this game. Whereas Fight Night was made for more casual fans who just want to do anything. This is made for people who understand the sport of boxing. So December this year, look up the gameplay on YouTube. You'll see it and be like, wow, this is a video game. Like, yeah.
Do you remember the Dark Wrestling Summer of 07? We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier on
Horrible.
the stream. Was Batista's 2014 return bad? No, it was just the
Bad timing.
Yeah, bad timing.
Yeah. If he would have came back in 15, and plus he came back injured too. People don't realize that. Like he was hurt when he came back. Like he was dealing with a bad injury, like right when he came back. So he was hurt. So he was really stiff, and then it was just poor timing. Poor Batista. I love Batista.
Yeah.
He got dealt a bad hand.
I think he talked about that on the Jericho podcast, that he really like they already did so much marketing for him to return, that if he would have told Vince that, like, he would have felt bad, because like, back in the day we would have powered through this type of stuff. Hunter literally was like wrestling with like the worst groin injury you could possibly think of and stuff. So that's why he pushed through like his injury, because that's what he wanted to do, because he literally got hurt and he felt bad, and then he ruined it. He ruined his body even more during the Del Rio match. He even talked about that.
Oh, that Del Rio match. Ugh.
The business changed so much when the murderer did his thing. Yep. Are the Young Bucks try to be Hardy Boy wannabes?
Aesthetic wise, I don't know about in ring wise.
Yeah, they're nowhere near the same as the Hardy Boys. Is the Viper better than the Legend Killer?
Hmm.
That's all based off personal preference.
Tough. That's tough. I like the Legend Killer, but once you beat all these legends, there's no legend left to kill, so you got to
Exactly.
change. You know
I
what I'm
feel like the
saying?
new gimmick should be he's the legend, and Randy's like so bored. He's like, I want to know who's the Legend Killer. Who's the Legend Killer? This one, and he just buries the young talent, and then they can't beat him because he's such a legend. But then they would have like Riddle beat him, and then I'd be pissed. I like Riddle. It's just like he would be a terrible
Like
legend.
Riddle, I think he's horrible. And this is coming
Nah.
from somebody who believes in a lot of the same things that he does, quote unquote. I think he's horrible. Did you hear they had him plan to win the Royal Rumble? Did you hear that bullshit? Like, can you imagine if he won the Royal Rumble? That would have been so bad. Like,
no, I heard the plan was supposed to be him and Orton for the WWE title.
well, I do that now. They're good as a team, and I'm not even a Riddle guy, but they're good as a team. Riddle, call him Matt Riddle Theory. Call him Austin Theory. Why are we doing this, Vince? Jesus,
I can tell you, a lot of NBC execs love, and I mean love Riddle.
Is that so?
Yes, there was a point where Fox execs wanted Riddle, and they said no. They would rather.
Oh, wow.
They said they would rather give up Bianca Belair than Riddle. I'm being that serious when I say this. Trust me, I know a lot when it comes to the NBC side of things, and just don't be surprised if Riddle and Lashley and Cody are pushed very heavily. Very.
Shout out Cody and Lashley. I'm all for that. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah. So, but they love them some Riddles. Because I think Riddle was supposed to actually be drafted to SmackDown, and NBC said nope. We keeping Riddle on Raw. So yeah, they love their Riddle. Thoughts on John Cena's year in 2012? Trash.
Garbage. I wasn't even watching really, so I can't even.
Did you like the short feud between Big Show and Triple H in 2006? Not really. It was kind of a waste of a feud, but I remember Big Show got his hand broken, so that was fun.
I was watching TNA like totally. I was like so fuck WWE at the time.
Was it a company, a YouTuber, or a moment that killed the YWC? I say the company that killed YouTube, YWC is What Culture, because they came in and they really took away a lot of took away what a lot of people did, because YWC was like very grassroots. Actually, yeah. I would say YouTube actually killed the YWC because they stopped promoting wrestling content. That's what people don't understand is like our content is pretty much just considered trash by YouTube. YouTube just views it as bottom of the barrel. And so when it comes down to it, like for example, Fightful does really good numbers in terms of YouTube, and they probably actually get paid pretty well. But compare Fightful to maybe like a gaming channel that
exactly
does similar numbers. The gaming channel probably makes way more money than them.
It gets promoted better too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I think in all the not to toot my own horn and WJ and people like that, and a lot of the real funny, entertaining people like really stopped making videos too. That was another big downfall.
Like a lot
we were left with the Sean's views of the world, and I don't mean to be calling people out on your channel, but
Oh no, it's fine. No, but it's the truth, because here's the thing. Once that crop left, you guys left and stuff like that, and even the spinner nets and the Truth Slayers kind of phased out a little bit. YouTube's guys that they were promoting, like Off the Rope show, was fine, but then they lost their whole dynamic of they were a show of friends watching together. Then it just became just Schleg Daddy by himself. I love Schlegel with all my heart, but it's just him, and sometimes it can be hit or miss with just Schlegel. And then the main person that was getting the subs that represented our form of content was the Lexman. And so when the Lexman's the main guy, so it was really the Lexman, and then afterwards the Lexman was getting because he did the WWE videos, stuff like that. But then besides him, the person doing the live reviews, Bruce Blitz. So the thing was, you were hearing the same opinions, but it was from people that you believe we're such big deals. Like Bruce Blitz, covered everything. He was doing all these things. He was making a lot of money off the Blitz Sports Network and stuff like that. He had no sources or anything. He He just would do the John Cena rants. He lived off the fact of John Cena. The Lexman was the Daniel Bryan guy. And then when you had people like, we were kind of getting typecasted. But then when the apocalypse happened for the YWC, it was kind of like, wrestling content. Hey, we're bottom of the barrel content. Like, we're not content people want to watch. It's just like, people will definitely come in and want to hear your thoughts, but we won't get promoted. We won't be featured on the main screen unless we're friendly content. That's why it's like cool seeing these channels do well. But the thing is, those channels hurt grassroots small channels that actually like, that's what made the YWC in the first place. It wasn't because like, oh, I'm a journalist and I have, information for you guys. Like that's one of the main reasons people like tune into the Fightful is because they want to know, hey, what does that Mr. Sean Ross Sapp have for news today? Like they want to know that. They don't like if people find him entertaining, that's their business. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, he has information. And so people are going to subscribe for that information because they feel like, oh, he's going to give that information. We'll give him super chats for him to give us that information, like that's what he does. But
boom.
But like the thing is like nowadays it hurts guys like me, it hurts guys like anyone that wants to do it because it's just like the thing is it's like, hey, YouTube just looks at you. It's like, okay, what do you bring to the table? And I think Jogon King said that like, in a later comment that I'll highlight, it's about edited content nowadays, but that's the thing. You're relying on other people to fund you for your content. Like nowadays, it's like, oh, let me go do all these edited content. I can't monetize them on YouTube, but hey, maybe if you guys subscribe to my Patreon and stuff like that, like that's the thing. It takes a lot of time. And I love the people who put in time and effort, but like to me, the YWC was just turn on your camera, have a good time. Let's just talk about wrestling. Let's be
That's what was the best. 2008 to like 2013. That's when it was the best to me.
I mean, my numbers were still doing well around the time. It's just what hurt.
I didn't mean by a numbers content. I meant by entertainment content.
Yeah. No, because like I was saying, my numbers were always fine around that time. What hurt me was the fact I took so much breaks because I was just like, it would be frustrating. You're just like out there. You go, man, I made a good video, but then I would get comments, people saying, oh, you're not like a cultaholic. You're not like what culture? Oh, you're not editing. Like I'm like, bro, like I'm one fucking human being. Like, what do you want me to do? Like they have like a whole team. They literally hire editors for this.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a comment you were talking about.
Cowboys not trash, by the way, sir.
How many plans does MJF have to stop Wardlow? I don't know. The same fucking gimmick with MJF. Like, oh, you have to go through 8 different obstacles before you fight me. Like, the fuck, you just fight. So I like MJF, but it's so annoying that the same thing. Yeah, there's a comment today. Today's YWC is about editing, which is great. Cool. You guys can edit, but it's just like that's not what YWC was, man. I'm just saying I didn't know who this guy was until he had this fight with Fury. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
The YWC today wouldn't handle the old white dude. I'll tell people, man, if the old YWC was around, oh man, dude.
Let me tell you something, man.
Ain't no fight for all.
When I was on my bullshit back in the day, I wish. Look, man. Anyway, I'm gonna just leave that to the people who was there.
Nate, there's no fight for if it was WJ would destroy that whole thing. I'd be dead serious when I say that.
WJ would have created an army to take them down back in the day.
No, dude, like real talk. If Sean Ross Sapp thinks that he's dealing with internet trolls now, oh man, he has not met WJ. If he met Wrestling Jesus,
look, man, when WJ was on you. Like he would be on you for like years. Like it wouldn't stop. He would be on you.
I mean, you know what's funny? I know we should. Well, Spinnernet and I had an on and off again friendship. You and Spinnernet, it was like it was like a totally different thing. But Spinnernet really paved the way for these guys because man, he paved the way for eBay.
No, he did. He did. It's funny the reaction I had back then. I was so against what he was doing because back then it was seen, and it wasn't just in the wrestling community, any community, movie community. If you did that back then, you were deemed a scumbag, a piece of shit. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Everybody getting some money. So hey, he paved the way, you know what I'm saying? Spinnernet, wherever he is, he probably looked like I could have made more money if I would have stuck around. That damn Nate and WJ, they took my YouTube, He paved the way.
I don't have money for my car.
Yeah, I
And
don't
look,
have
I don't
money
have
for my
a car.
car. I need
And
$500.
I live in Indianapolis, and there's no bus routes to my job, so I need a car. Like, how does no bus routes?
I couldn't believe I saw that. I couldn't believe he did that. I watched him like, bro, he just really came in here. So my car is broken and I need $500.
The why did we see burial, baby? Good times. No lie to editing of today's wrestling videos are sick. I love great editing. I love great editing
Shouts
too.
out, great edit.
I just the thing is like I said, it's not YWC. That's not what the YWC was about. It's not like
Exactly.
you taking like I don't know how you have the patience. These fuckers are so patient, dude. Take screenshot of every moment of a match just to make a video that gets 10K views. Like, come on, like,
But like you
why?
said, they got a team of editors. It's not
Yeah,
them doing it. See, it was like mom and pop shops back in the day. We was controlling our. Even now, there's still people. Yo, Chase, you still do it. Yo, you in charge of your channel and how you do things. Nowadays, they hire editors and a team, and it's different. It's not
yeah.
like you getting it cold cut. You're not getting their opinion. It's more you watching them because the content is edited nicely and it looks nice, and that's all good. But the YWC was about people giving their opinions.
And that's the thing that people wanted to hear was just the opinions and stuff. All right, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be the last question I'm going to answer. Okay, that's it. After that, because y'all keep when I'm talking, y'all keep asking questions. And stuff. We got to work up a better formula because man, sometimes I'll just be like, God dang, y'all asking all these questions while we talking or something like
There
that.
was one comment I seen about Sean Zoo exposing himself. Yeah, that
I know, yeah. No, we're gonna get there. I'm just trying to figure out where the hell I was at because I just want to highlight the questions so people can stop asking. I understand people love asking questions, it's fine. But remember, when there's two people, sometimes y'all gotta just slow down the pace so that way I can at least catch up. With CM Punk versus Heyman Page happening at DON, will Punk turn heel in the match as a surprise? He should, but I think Tony Khan, he's gonna con us all and make Heyman Page a heel because he knows better than me. So he's a billionaire.
off his daddy money. Yeah.
No, he's a billionaire. And you Page. Who cares? I remember when Sean's View got salty because Wrestling Jesus made a burial on him. Dude, Sean's View was so. Remember when
WJ had a way of getting under people's skin. Really magical.
who was that? Who was that guy that pooped his pants and he showed it on
Skyline Jericho. I'll never get it. He did it dedicated to me. And WJ, he goes, at the time, like, what was I? The outsider. And outsider, this is for you because I love you so much. I'm like, what the fuck is it? He starts shitting. I'm like, what? Yeah, YouTube is different, man. But I get flagged for, the littlest, stupidest things. Like, this is what I never understood. Like, they would flag me for anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything I would do, I'd make a rant video on wrestling, they'd flag me. But Sean's you out here pulling out his 2-inch whatever, on YouTube, and he's still a YouTuber. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, what the shit they do, I can't do that.
That moment. Why was he like? I just remember seeing the clip. Like, you want to see? You want to see? You want to see my balls? Here you go. I was like, what the fuck is this?
That dude cut like a 7-minute promo before the fact, and then he did it. I'm like, bruh, YouTube is different now, man. I can't do nothing on here, but they can show their dick and shit on themselves on camera and do all these little antics. But let me say one thing: up flag, community guidelines.
Wrestling was fun for me when Punk cut the pipe bomb until WrestleMania 30. Am I the only one that kind of wants Punk back in evil corporate empire instead of Jacksonville? No, we all want him back in
Jacksonville.
No, I'm being that serious. Like, I'm just being real here. Punk, I hate this happy Punk. This is not CM Punk. Who is this?
No, it's not. No, he's better served as a douchebag because that's true to his actual personality.
Like Tony Khan, can you piss him off already? Can you just like tell him like no for once or something? Can you just piss off Punk? I need that Punk again being like, yeah, FTR is being buried, and I don't know why Tony Khan doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I just need that Punk. Give me that Punk back. Bury FTR or something. Punk versus Owens, Punk versus AJ Styles, Punk versus Roman, and Punk versus Rollins would be fire. And way
yawn.
What? You don't like you don't like Punk.
Yeah.
Remember when social media wasn't so soft? I don't think like the thing is like I feel like social media you just gotta be smarter with how you word things, but also too it's just like I don't think it's soft, it's just more of the fact that you just gotta be careful who you reply to nowadays because I've learned now that it's just not worth it when it comes to wrestling Twitter. It's just wrestling at the end of the day. And I would rather have fun interactions with people than fucking like long ass debates with people and stuff like that. But nowadays, it's just one of those things where Twitter will just restrict you without even
Yeah.
telling you, like,
Oh, I know.
oh,
I lost Twitter accounts, YouTube accounts. It is soft. I mean, I agree. Um, internet today couldn't handle like the MySpace days or like
oh no.
Twitter in 2011. Look, man, Twitter in 2011, 12, that was a different kind of place. Like people on Twitter now, it's nothing compared to what it was back then. Like it is way just softer now. Like you get banned for anything now. But back
Mhm.
then,
Well,
Lord,
they'll even restrict your account even if you're super small, just because of the like for example, my Twitter, like everyone goes like, hey Chase, I remember I would see your tweets. How come you don't, like, your tweets don't pop up? Because of one thing that I said about mixed martial arts, Twitter restricted my fucking account. So like
yep,
my
shadow ban, that's the term. Yep.
yeah, like I'm like, that's why my tweets, probably, if you guys don't see it, is because Twitter restricted them. They literally just restricted them to like where people won't see my account and stuff like that. And then like when my account does pop up, it's because of some stupid. It's because of the same like all my tweets about MMA and stuff like will never like get the likes except for the people who like actually like follow me and they'll see it. But like any of my wrestling tweets will go off just because that's what Twitter labeled me as a wrestling person, and anything else that I tweet about is considered restricted, which is so
Yep.
stupid. I'm like,
That's
why
social
am I being
media now.
typecasted on Twitter? Like, I can only tweet about wrestling for people to care, because, like, literally, I had people like, I used to do a lot of stuff for Timberwolves Twitter, and a lot of people were like, "Yo, what happened to that Chase guy?" And it's like, I'm still here. It's like y'all just don't see my tweets because I got restricted because I said something about Ricky Rubio in Spain. I was like, what? I didn't say anything bad either. I said something about Ricky Rubio representing Spain, and they treated it as like I was saying so. I don't know if they got confused with the governor from Florida or something, but
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, man.
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I got restricted on Twitter. I emailed them because I was like confused why my tweets weren't getting more traction, because the numbers made no sense. My tweets were getting high impressions, but I wasn't seeing likes and stuff like that. It's weird. Twitter just does that to you, man. Yeah, I'll play any video game for $2 million. I won't even care.
Yeah, hell yeah, give me the money.
Why did Bubba Ray, every time he powerbomb women to the table, had that weird expression on his face like he orgasmed? You probably did.
He
Probably.
smells something he liked. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like people who say, "Oh, cocaine, I don't like the way it tastes, but it sure smells good." It's like that.
Oh, like Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Remember when Jim Cornette was in charge of Ring of Honor?
Horrible times, but I didn't watch it. I just saw a lot of ROH fans on
That
my timeline whining, saying how bad it was.
was one of the weirdest times for Ring of Honor too. Like Jay Briscoe kept winning the title too. I was like, one of the Briscoes was winning all the time. I was like, what is this? Remember when Bully Ray spit saliva in the air and caught it back? What the fuck?
Yeah.
06 only good theme was the WWE versus ECW storyline. Dude, Cena versus Sabu is still the weirdest match that I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, like they're like, oh yes, John Cena's gonna take on Sabu in a tables match. I was like, the fuck? Like, shout out to Sabu. Sabu actually said he liked that match too, which is crazy. He did like a shoot promo once. He was like, yeah, dude, Cena's. He said, like, Rob told me Cena was clunky, and I thought he was good. And I was like, okay. Did you hear Brock Lesnar made the call for WWE stars to stop saying they're going to steal the show because he feels wrestlers should try to win matches as quick as possible? I love Brock, dude. We need more Brock mentality, guys.
Show up and get your money. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, Brock's like, what do you mean you're stealing a fucking show? No, fucking just go out there and get people's reactions. Like, that's why I got sick of John Moxley. Dean Ambrose was trying to say all this stupid shit. Brock's like, bro, like, okay, like if I'm Brock, I'm like, look, Dean, that's cool and all, but I drew money. You haven't. Let me teach you. Like, no, but I love John Moxley too. I bought New Japan John Moxley shirts. I bought AEW John Moxley shirts. Guys, on a draw. That's just it. Brock Lesnar is. Try to fight me on that. Jericho did not have good matches with Punk if they weren't hardcore matches.
Yeah, I thought they were bad matches in my humble opinion.
Eric Bischoff rants on Vince Russo's were hilarious and more reasonable than Cornette, since Cornette goes overboard. Cornette just kind of does it for show, though. Like, that's kind of like Cornette's theme.
Oh yeah, you could tell it's like legitimate. I mean, there's hate, and then with Cornette say with Bischoff, it's like a different type of vitriol. Like he'd like fight him right now.
Uncle Eric will kill that guy too. People forget Eric Bischoff's like a legit black belt.
Yep. Sonny Ono and all that. Yep. Taught his kids how to do it. And so did Ernest Miller. Yep. Shout out to Cat. Very entertaining guy in my childhood.
Abyss coming out to America made Hulk Hogan's WCW theme music.
That was a work of Jimmy Hart.
Jason Nate, where would you all rank the Batman with other Batman movies? I'm not doing a whole Batman. Y'all need to stop asking me for fucking rankings too. I'm so tired.
I say it's second to me. Well, I can't disrespect the Dark Knight. Well, to me, the best Batman movie is Returns. That's always going to be my favorite movie. Okay. And then it's right there. It's either the Batman or the Dark Knight. So one of them is 2 and one of them is 3. I'll leave that to your interpretation.
Dark Knight is 1 for me. And then this Batman is number 2.
Yep. Shouts out to that.
Do I follow Paulo Costa on Twitter? No, I don't. I know he posts memes, but I don't follow him. WWE got watchable again when Roman turned heel. Yeah, because they actually said,
bingo. Hey,
let's make him interesting for once. SmackDown in 2020 post Roman turning heel was huddled gems like Roman feuds with the Owens and Jey Uso, and the Sasha Banks and Bayley feud was good. Yeah, I agree. Thoughts on the baby altercation with Trespasser and his artist backstage during a concert? Look, I guess we don't mess with the baby.
And he's going to try the right one day. I tell you that much. He keeps on punching people in the face. Eventually, he's going to punch the right one.
Look, all I want is Ezra Miller versus the baby in a steel cage match. Just do it. If Ezra Miller wants to be a menace with the baby. Thoughts on Hannibal stapling a referee's head during a hardcore match and he is banned from professional wrestling? What the fuck? What are you watching, you Ronan Ghost? What company are you watching where this ridiculousness is happening? Hannibal? First of all, who's Hannibal? And why is he stapling? Like, here's the thing. I don't care what it is. You do not, unless the referee is okay with it, you never fucking touch a referee. Never. Boom. That's just the bottom line. I don't care what sport it is, mixed martial arts, boxing, you always respect the referee.
Always.
Football. Like
especially Herb Deans. If you don't respect Herb Dean, he will let you die in there.
One last time, always support CWS.
Yes,
number 1 cop-ed Chase Oliver will support, with the number 2 being XWE.
My man.
XWE forever. So those will be the 2 that I'll support for sure. And if you guys have other cop-eds too, just let me know. I'll watch them. Like, I look at work, sometimes it gets slow. I need something to fucking entertain myself, guys. So I'll take whatever form of entertainment you'll give me. And it's different than actually watching real wrestling. Tying Nate's debates on Twitter. Remember when Ty slandered Roy Jones for no reason? God.
No, I told him, give me your address. So I ain't hear nothing. It's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. I like Ty. But yeah, Ty, you got to understand, he does stuff to get a rise out of people. You know, he knew I was going to see that, and he knew I was going to go crazy. So that's why he did it. So that's why I had to kill the Sixers and Philly and the Eagles and everything he liked.
What happened in basketball tonight? Let me see.
Warriors won. Bucks won.
Okay. The typical thing. So tomorrow is the crazy day in basketball where Doc might lead to might lead to a game 7. And God, who else is choking in the NBA besides my Timberwolves?
That's about it. Well, I think the Jazz, actually.
You fraud. You fraud Jazz.
I love it. Keep on doing this to Donovan Mitchell so he formally requests that trade to the New York Knicks.
You guys want Karl Anthony Towns too? Like, we'll give you
No. Y'all playing in Minnesota now.
But what if we give you, what about Cat for Mitchell Robinson?
No.
Nope. Okay. I thought it was.
Cat's a Jersey kid too. I want to like him. Actually, I do like him as a person. He's not that guy, but it's okay. Not everybody has to be. If you can get a team around him that can do things.
See, I want to keep him with Edwards. I just want D'Lo off my team now. It's
very streaky, very up and down.
Yeah, I like D'Lo's good in the regular season, and he was very instrumental. Like, if we could have gone to D'Lo that was in the play-in, I think I'd be really happy with him. But like, he has just been so bad, and you could tell the possession before where the Grizzlies were able to tie it up or take the lead. D'Lo called for an ISO, and Ant looked like he wanted to just punch the fuck out of him. Like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Ant was so pissed because Ant's like, this is my team now. And I feel if we can get rid of D'Lo and get some good role pieces around that, I would be very happy because D'Angelo's great. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate him. I just don't think
He's
he's
just
great.
not the guy for your team.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all gotta get Amir some help.
Yeah, dude, Amir does look like Carl Anthony Towns. I asked him one time, like, how often do you get? He's like, bro, every day.
Every single day. Every
yeah.
single day.
He's like, once a day, there's some person like, bro, you look like Carl Anthony. He's like, he said, especially once Cat got a little bit better too. Like that's when people started recognizing and stuff.
My apologies to everyone in the chat. I don't mean to jump ahead. I just see a very, very good question for me. You know, now you right up my alley.
Yagan King, do you ever
Nirvana
listen to? Okay, Yagan King, we will answer this question. But man, dude, I literally put up the last question I was gonna answer. Man, y'all, you need to listen, especially you,
man. You gotta listen, man. Nirvana, I love Nirvana. They're in my top 5 bands of all time, as y'all know. Led Zeppelin, Tool, Bon Jovi, Nirvana, Def Leppard. Those are the top 5 for me. Blue, Love Buzz, Paper Cuts, man, Lithium. Oh my God, I love Lithium. Lithium is probably number 1 for me, but I don't want to say Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's too generic, but I love Stay Away. Nirvana is such a great band. I love Bleach. That's my favorite Nirvana album. I know everyone's favorite is Nevermind, but Bleach, that is such a it just sounds so different than the rest of their discography. I love Nirvana though, very much so ahead of their time.
Baby on the Nevermind one, he's
like
doing Nirvana.
Yeah, that's the Nevermind one. With the baby on it. That's the baby on it. But yeah, shouts out Nirvana. Very, very. I know a lot of people love Nirvana, but a lot of people love Nevermind, and they didn't really give Bleach the accolades it deserved. Like start to finish, that's a great album.
Yeah, sorry for going off, y'all. This was because I literally showed what was the last question. You kept asking questions too. So I am not answering your Nate Diaz question. You can answer. No, I'm like, yo, dude, I literally said, hey, after this question and stuff like that, that's the last one. Then you keep asking questions. Oh man, dude, where was I at, dude? This is why I'm like, man, dude, this is why it's hard. Yeah, but I like this streaming feature is pretty good too. I love StreamYard. It's like very, very good feature, man.
Shout out StreamYard.
Let's see, stapling a referee's hand. I was there. Shout out to XWE, which I'll check out tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be up during my work shift so I can watch it during work. If not, I'll watch it Friday. Roy Jones made fire rap music. Yep, that's true.
Shouts out to Roy Jones. Very unique, very underrated. A lot of kids nowadays. I mean, you know, we're all like 30 now. Like I'm gonna be 30 this year, and then that's our era. Like a lot of kids grew up in the Mayweather era. We grew up with Roy Jones and De La Hoya, so we knew what it was back then. Yeah, Rape Me. Sorry about that R word. That is a very wild song. Very wild song.
Man of Steel is overrated.
I don't know if it's overrated because I don't know a lot of people who rate that movie high.
Yeah, like
I fell asleep in the theater when I saw it. It's not a horrible movie. It's just not what I want. And I'm not a Superman guy anyway, so I'm already not going to really like it.
It's not a Superman movie to me. Batman v Superman is still the worst DCEU movie for me. I don't know. Justice League was trash, bro. Like,
yeah, they're both trash.
BVS, at least, like the final fight was good. Like the Wonder Woman twist was pretty cool. Like she just shows up out of nowhere. Like I'm like, oh, cool. This is some pro wrestling shit. Some rando out of nowhere just shows up. My mother loves Batman. My mom likes Batman too. I think
so does mine. It's funny. My mother doesn't like Spider-Man, and that's like blasphemy to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
my mom likes Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. I think the one she doesn't like is Captain America. So like even like with Chris Evans, who she actually really likes, she just goes like, it's so boring. Wonder Woman 3 needs Alan Heinberg, the guy who wrote the first Wonder Woman, and keep Patty Jenkins away from writing and keep her as director.
100% agree. From the first Wonder Woman to 1984, it's like night and day. First one is a masterpiece. That second one is horrible.
I've never seen a movie where like the second one is just so trash compared to the first one. Like
Taken 2. That's like the only other second one that I can think of that's just horrible compared to the first one.
Yeah, because 1984, man, I remember
horrible.
Like when it came out, it was during the pandemic. It was just like, okay, like we get a big featured superhero movie in the house. That's awesome.
I
I
was
just
so excited about that movie.
I just remember them being in a mall, and then I fell asleep, and I woke up, and she and Steve Trevor was somehow alive, and they were looking at the what's it called, fireworks, and I was like, the fuck is this? And then I went back to sleep. That was so stupid.
Do I like Deftones? Man, they're great. Look, man, Around the Fur, that's a great album. Like them and Tesla. Look, man, very underrated. Very, very underrated. Tesla, the album, I know the title's funny, Bust a Nut. Oh, wow, so immature. No, that album is crazy. Deftones, Around the Fur, that album's crazy. Like, oh man. So that's there's so much good music out there, rap, rock. I mean, we just don't get a lot of great stuff anymore. We get good stuff, rap,
Mhm.
good, but we don't get great stuff at all.
Riddle broke a guy's jaw on the Ultimate Fighter. People always forget Riddle was a legit MMA fighter. Did you know Riddle beat John Jones in a wrestling match?
Did he? Wow, no, I never knew that.
Actually, in the New Jersey area.
That tells you how much I care about Matt Riddle. I didn't know that. Wow, that's interesting though.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that footage is somewhere.
the pictures there. If you type in Matt Riddle, John Jones, it's Matt Riddle in the first place scene, and John Jones like pissed off at like third or fourth place. Yeah, so Matt Riddle beat him in a wrestling match. That's his claim to fame. He goes like, yeah, bro, I beat John Jones. It's pretty cool, man. And then, why are people calling you Nick?
It's funny though.
Yeah, YouTube likes professional corporate stuff. No, I would still say those British corporate channels did ruin the YWC. Yeah, that's true. They took over a lot too. Wrestling, no, being popular among casuals didn't help the YWC compared to MMA. YouTubers, Chael Sonnen, Michael Bisping's bids went trending, and the Weasel bids got shouted on TMZ. Yeah, MMA is also, that's the crazy part. My MMA videos would be popping, but like the problem is, like a lot of my MMA videos got flagged by the UFC because I used a picture from the UFC.
They quick to do that. Like I know some boxing channels that they go through the same thing. They'll be doing a post-fight reaction if they use a picture in the thumbnail, or if there's a little bit of audio playing in the background, their whole video get taken down.
Yeah,
especially UFC though. You gotta be real careful.
Yeah, because UFC, like a lot of people would think it's the actual fight and stuff. My most popular stream is actually the Nate Diaz Conor McGregor stream. I had 30,000 people at one point watching me. It was like super crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was like literally insane. Like 30,000 people were like watching me at once. I was like so scared, but people loved it.
Really?
Yeah, like it was huge. Yeah, because like at first it was starting, it was like only 300 people, but then YouTube, like I don't know why they deleted a lot of the views, which was really weird. Like they deleted a lot of views from my channel, but like when the Nate and Connor fight first happened, I was at 300 when it went like before the stream, and so then I started the stream and I was breaking down the fight. And then as I was breaking it down, like Heel Steven was like, holy shit, Chase, you have 30,000 people watching you. And I was like, nah, Steve, I think it only says 300. He's like, no, refresh. And then I refreshed, and then it was 30,000 people were watching me. And I was like, holy shit. And it, like, I don't know what happened. Like my channel didn't even blow up like that. But my MMA videos used to be like popping. But this was before like super chats and everything like that. So like I missed out on that boat. But yeah, I know
we're ahead of the time, man.
I wish I stuck with more MMA content. It was just more bad timing really in my life. I just couldn't do it like right there. I got sick and I was more focused on going back to school, which was like my main goal to finish. So, but yeah, no, MMA, it's like that's very popping. And nowadays now the worst performing videos on my channel, despite people like talking to me about it, is mixed martial arts. Those are my
wow, really? Wow.
Yeah, they are. They're worst performing. No one shows up to any of the streams. And stuff like that. That's why Yaga King will be like, oh, you're gonna do a stream for this show? I'm like, why? So 2 people can watch it, and then I'm trying my best to ask you guys questions, and you guys don't you know what I'm saying? Like it's not fun. Like don't get me wrong, like it's cool that even 2 people want to check it out, but it's more better when we're doing a stream like this, Nate, right? And there's like 7 to like 13 viewers, 15 viewers at the max at this stream that did so far, and people
engaging.
Asking questions, liking, you know what I'm saying? Like I like those. I can't work when I'm talking to myself like, guys, who do you think's gonna win this co-main fight? And no one gives a fuck. And then it's just like, okay, cool. Like, why would I want to waste time doing that? You know, and
like Ja Rule, he was like, oh, are you ready? Guess not. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like that. And then I could film and record the videos, but even then, the only videos that get me views, if I decide to do videos, is reviews. Those are the only videos. Like I have to do AEW reviews, and stuff. And I don't want to review wrestling. It's not fun. It's like because literally I would be hated for my opinion. People say, "Why are you still watching this?" And it's like, yeah, why am I watching this? Like that's the thing. Like I don't want to review something if people are gonna ask why you're watching it because it's not fun to review. The wrestling video game community was the best back in 2011. Yeah, when Pulse was fat, what happened? You got skinny all of a sudden. I'm a fat CM Pulse. That was my boy. The fucking fat CM Pulse was the boy right there. Yeah, the anti-smart. Have you seen those anti-smart channels?
Nah, I haven't seen them really.
They're pretty much just shit on everything like everyone likes, but like the problem is they get hated on by wrestling Twitter, so they get outnumbered by like the positive movement. So like their voices are never heard, and they're not bad channels and stuff. It's just the more smart. Most of Twitter is mostly smarky. So if you say anything bad about wrestling, that's the reason why I don't like commentating about wrestling on Twitter. Trust me, if I said anything about tonight's AEW episode, shush, I would hate to look at my notifications. They would just be all people saying, "You just do what you." No, I watch it as much as you, boy. I can just tell you, it's just not good. Wrestling not being popular. Oh yeah, we should. I said that, but yeah, no. Like, I wish the YWC could go back a little bit, but it's times are changing, and power to the people who have made money in this, man. I like that they have found a way to make the money into the YWC, which is really good. Like it's like, especially making wrestling content, because that's bottom of the barrel content, really, to be honest. Like Nate and I talked about this, like, man, we were in the wrong field. We should have done boxing. We should have done MMA. We should have
done other things, man.
Because like we would be doing a lot better in terms of numbers and viewership. But I tell people at the same time, I'll say this: do this fucked up sport of professional wrestling. I've met Nate, who I've known for 10 years now, almost 11. I've met Amir, who I've known for 10 years. I met a lot of other people who I've known for 10 years. Yagon Keen has been a part of this channel for how long? 7 years. Prince66, I think, has been a subscriber since 2012. Degenerate Sharingan is one of the original subscribers from the channel. And Alyssa, I think she or he, I can't remember what they are, is a newer subscriber, 2019. George the Great has been around since the 2014 days. Jack Hammer's been around for 2013. CPZ's been around for a while too. So that's why I try to tell people, it's like, as only 2 years. I thought you were along here for a while. Oh, George the Great's been here for a while.
Jagan, you've been around a while. Stop.
Yeah, I thought you was been here for 2 years.
This dude still remember shit I said 10 years ago. What you talk about 2 years?
Yeah, he said he only 2. Because he watched some of my older MMA videos. I don't know if he knew it was me, but I remember seeing him. See, George the Great's like a 2011 man. So yeah, he's a vet guy. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like like I would rather have that than be in the sports community where there's so much beef over stupid shit. Like, oh, can't believe you didn't choose Aiden Hutchinson to go number 1 in the mock draft. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Nate, anything else besides CWS you want to plug, Twitter or anything like that? Guys, by the way, please check out CWS Under Siege. It's and then also too, I know I've been promoting, but once this gets uploaded onto YouTube, I'm gonna put it in the comment section too, so people can check it out as well. Just
much appreciation. Twitter, Young Mustafa with 2 A's. That name came about. One of my favorite YouTubers was drunk in a live stream, and he was trying to pronounce. Y'all must have forgotten he pronounced the Young Mustafa. It was like the funniest thing of all time. Like the whole stream was like crying. So I made that my Twitter name with 2 A's, Young Mustafa. Just hit me up on there, man. We talk wrestling. I'll definitely be back up here with Chase. You know what I'm saying? Talk some more wrestling, boxing, video games, rock bands, rap music. What y'all want to talk about? What you want? Wild out? You want to dance? Don't matter. We got it all figured out.
I like that. Yeah, and thank you again, Nate, for coming on. And check out, like I said, CWS Official, Under Siege. Check out that show. Like I said, I know it sounds crazy. It's 4 hours long, but if you want to get to the main card, just go to the 2 hour, 30-minute mark, and you'll still enjoy yourself. It does not affect your viewing, but I do suggest watching the whole show, because watching the whole show, especially a video that's 4 hours long, guess what that does? It just helps Nate get this video out there. YouTube will see the minutes, see the runtime. Leave a like too. Leaving a like is so important. By the way, leave a like when you come into this video, and then even if you only come in for 2 seconds, just hit the like button. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Smash that like button for my boy Chase, and appreciate you for the plug, my brother.
Anytime, man. And thank you guys so much. Best coach with Chase, much better than Global War. Oh, good, the Global War. Well, Nate's one of the better ones. Yeah, like, look, people who come on the channel and I invite them on the channel. The reason why I invite them on the channel is because I know they can talk. I don't like people who come on. Like, I try to bring people on the channel that are not nervous. And if I trust you, you come on the channel. If I don't trust you, unfortunately, it's not because I hate you or anything. It's just more of like, hey, look, like, I want people who are going to come on, have a good time, and that's it. Like, we don't have to worry about this, that, or the other. I don't want to hear like Nate's always welcome. Amir's always welcome. My boys from the Gurus of Greatness is always welcome. Heel Steven, Around the Point crew, all three of them are always welcome. Guys from the True Heel Heat podcast, Romeo, they're always welcome. And if any wrestling journalist doesn't hate me, they're welcome as well too. It don't matter. Like, look, only one of them hates me, but I feel like all of them hate me just because of that one. So
how could you hate Chase? Come on now.
They think I'm a negative person. I'm like, what the hell, dude? I'm like one of the most positive human beings out there. And so, but yeah, they think I'm an asshole for whatever reason. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Thank you, Nate, once again for coming on. Make sure you guys
man, anytime.
And make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. If you guys are new, if you guys liked it, leave a thumbs up. We'll see you all next time. Nate will probably try to come on. At least I wanted him at least once a month. Like I told him, you guys are once a month mandatory. Like, it's like, as long as I decide to keep streaming on this channel, I want to make sure you guys come on the channel. So that's all that matters to me. So once again, another 3-hour epic, Nate. It's beautiful.
3-hour epic. Take care, y'all. George, Degenerate, everybody, Jagan, everybody still tapped in with our crazy asses. Thank y'all, man. Have a good night. Yeah, one more for the bad guys.
You've been here longer. Stop fucking capping.